She's free. Hallelujah. She's free. Hallelujah. She's free. Alondria, you have no more chances. You have no more chances. Let's wake it up. How are you guys doing? I have to jump right into it. Mama has work in the morning. Early call time, sis. I will go through the review real quick, and then I'll hop into the Chizzy-at, and we will do the call-in show. That's another reason why I'm starting right off grid, because we have a call-in show. And like right before I'm almost done the review, I'll share the link in the chat a few times. And if you want to hop on, you got to hop on. Just so you know, if you're a Star Family Day One member, you do not have to be camera ready. You don't have to show your face. I know you. We've done this before. If you're new here, be camera ready. Be camera ready. She's free. She's free. She is free. Let's get into the review. Child, I was writing something down. It was intense. Not about the show, though. Well, that was quick. I'm sorry, NICOLANDRIA HIVE. I know. The producers gave you a little something to mumble on, a little bit of crumbs. But everything is back to factory reset. We will not have that coupling. For now, who knows? Who knows? But for now, it's done. And when we open up this episode, Nicholas and Alondria are talking about the kiss, and they're talking about how it just felt friendshipy. You know, Nick was talking about how he was thinking about Sierra. She was talking, Alondria was talking about how she was thinking about Taylor. Thank God she's free. She was going to lose me. She was going to lose me after this free couple, and she was going to lose me. I'm so thankful that Taylor did for her what she couldn't do for herself. Sometimes you got to get dumped by a no good man to find yourself again. It happens. It happens. I never got dumped by a no good man, but I remember a no good guy rejected me, and I was like, now wait a damn minute. You're rejecting me? Let me find myself again. And I got my mind back. I've never been in that situation ever again, but I needed that. I needed that because I forgot who I was. And that bum reminded me. So hopefully, Alondria finds herself again. I do respect Alondria and Nick for being respectful of the relationships that they had back home, because Alondria is just like, even when we kissed, I was thinking about Sierra, and I was thinking about, this don't feel right. Like, she's my girl. This don't feel right. And Nick was like, yeah, I was thinking about Taylor. And I'm like, Nicholas, now you know damn well Taylor don't want Alondria, so you was not thinking about him. Don't lie. Anyway, but I like that Alondria was just like, this don't feel right. I don't like, maybe if things happen differently, yeah, but because there are connections that the both of them have, they just did not feel right exploring anymore. And unfortunately for them, they stopped exploring, because little do they know, they won the show. Little do they know, they won the show, but they said, we don't need the money. So they have went back to just Alondria and Nicholas just went, where is Nicholas in his perm? Alondria and Nicholas just went back to being friends, and, for them, we don't know, but they just went back to being friends, and, good for them. Back to Alondria. Did y'all notice she was this short? She's the shortest person there. Why does she look so tall? I think it's just the legs. She looks so tall on camera. And this episode, I was like, oh, she's really, really short. I think this is Short Love Island. Little People Island, because everybody is really short. Ace and Coco had on heels, and she was still shorter than Ace. Everybody there is short, besides that tree that just came in. I was like, oh, you're tiny with a body. Work. Like, nothing is wrong with this woman. Hallelujah. You know what? I realized what happened. Sometimes there has to be a little something God is just like, I can't give him everything. You know what I mean? So she don't have the best discernment with men. And that's her only flaw. He couldn't give her everything. He couldn't, it wouldn't have been right. It wouldn't have been fair. He couldn't give her everything. So he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna make her discernment with men a little wonky. You know what I mean? And that's okay. We all got flaws that we can work on, but he had to give her something, or it would have been too perfect. It's okay. I realize what it is. God did that. That's the Lord. That's the Lord. But when she clock in and find out who she is, it's over for everybody. High demands. It's over for everybody. But I didn't know she was a little tiny. Nicholas, Taylor, and Ace are really boys. They're really boys. First of all, he's trying to throw away a great relationship for Taylor and Sierra. I'll give it to him. But also, I didn't know that everything that Nick was wearing the last episode was Ace and Taylor's clothes. He was in Taylor's pants, because I remember them pants with all them damn pockets. And he had on Ace's shirt and Ace's gold chain. Ace's Cuban link. I said, oh my God, they are really boys. Down to the socks. I love them boys. Taylor, God bless him. God bless him. I will say this. NICOLANDRIA HIVE, y'all got a little bit of something. Y'all had a little bit of something cooking, because there was a moment where after NICOLANDRIA kissed, Alondria was just like, let me check my lip. And she was like, oh my God, you took all my makeup off. And he was like, oh, do I have anything on me? And she was just like, oh, you got a little chocolate on you. And Nick was like, I like that. And I was like, slow down, Savannah. Slow down, Savannah. We just got here. But, they gave y'all a little something. Y'all needed that. They gave y'all a little something. But I'm so sorry, guys. It's over. It's over now. It was cute. And I got on. I got on the NICOLANDRIA train. I got on. And as soon as I got on, they said this is the last stop. They were going to win it. They were going to win it. And also, when he gave her his shirt, Alondria was just like, oh, it's a little cold. And he gave her his shirt. I was just like, it's so easy for them. It's so easy for them to so sad. Did you notice Taylor and Nick have a handshake? Like, as soon as they met each other up, they had they did like a whole handshake thing, and it was very long. So this is what I want to say about that before we get into Taylor's rude comments to Alondria. These guys are very, very close. They spend a lot of time together. So much time that they had the time to create like a minute-long handshake, because that handshake went on for a very long time. So I'm just like, these guys are mad close. And the fact that we don't see that or have not seen any of that should let y'all know that you guys, we're all being fed a narrative about how these people are. We have a little inkling of how everybody in here operates, but we really don't know a lot. Because I'm just like, you got a handshake. Even Alondria was gagged. And Taylor goes over to Alondria and he's just like, oh, welcome to the club. Like, I don't know how she didn't get that he was not into her. Like, especially from this coupling. He was not mad about it. He welcomed her into their club now because she's with Nick. He was happy about them being together. So I just don't know how she didn't clock in and see that, right? He hugged her like a sister, and he's just like, oh, welcome to the club. And I'm just like, Alondria, you're not clocking that he's saying welcome to our group when he's in the group and you've been with him since day one. So you weren't even in the group where you were with him, but when you got with Nick, he now wants to accept you into whatever little club that he has created with Ace and Nicholas. Like, I just don't, I'm like, girl, he's telling you without telling you. And I get he should have been clear. He should have been like, I like Clark. I want to pursue that. I just get a friendship vibe from you. He should have been clear, but I'm just like, Alondria has to sharpen her discernment with men. She had to read the room, because even when she talked about the handshake, he was just like, she was like, I don't have a handshake with you guys, and I don't have a handshake with anybody. And he laughs at her. He's just like, oh, well, maybe nobody likes you, and like starts making this face at her, like friends, siblings. It was nothing there, and that hurt her feelings a bit because you could see it in her face. But she just still didn't take that. I don't know how many more signs he could have given her. Now, listen, again, he should have told her he was not interested, but it's just like, you gotta be wise about yourself. You gotta protect yourself. You gotta put yourself first. You put all your eggs into this basket with this man and did everything to make him like you, and then you watched him be with another woman that he met 72 hours ago, and he was never like that with you, and you were still calling him your man. At some point, it's no longer Taylor's fault. Like, he absolutely should take responsibility for not being honest with her and leading her on. But Alondria, honey, from the little bit that we saw, he was never into you. You had so much more time with him. Now, maybe at the reunion or when she gets her phone back, and she starts talking, maybe she'll say, oh, we had so many moments. Taylor did this for me. That will probably help me understand. But right now, I don't understand how she still thought to the very end that this guy wanted her. I don't know how she got there. Maybe nobody likes you. You're 27. You wanted that? My God, bless her. Thank God she's gorgeous. Bless her. So Huda, Mr. Huda and Haiti, but cosplaying Puerto Rican, they are not a match because they're talking, and I don't even know how they got to like this conversation. I wish the show would have showed us a bit more of the conversation before we got to the confrontation, because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're talking, and he's like, "Yeah, you dominant, and I don't like to be dominated. I don't like that. That's not for me. Yeah, but you like to dominate." And Huda was like, okay, well, maybe you need to get with somebody a bit more submissive. He's like, yeah, maybe. Yeah. So, of course, him and her are not going to work because I don't think his delivery was the best. He probably could have said it a different way, but I think he honestly clocked Huda. Huda likes to be dominant in the relationship. I don't think it's anything wrong with that. I think there are people who like to be dominant in their relationships, and then there are people who like equal partnership and don't even go by like dominant and submissive. But there are some people who have dominant and submissive relationships and look for people like that to be partnered up. But I don't think anything's wrong with it. It ain't for me. But I will say this. I think he clocked her perfectly. And I think it's also from what he's watched, but then his time with her, he was just like, you like to be dominant in the relationship, and I don't like to be dominant. He should have said it a different way. It didn't. It hit it any way he would have said it. It would have hit Huda the way it hit Huda. So she was just like, "Yeah, good talk." They got into a little disagreement. She got up and walked away. She later told the girls, "Oh, y'all would be proud of me because he said the dumbest thing, and I didn't get on him. I just walked away." I think Huda walked away for two reasons and didn't go off or snap like she normally does. The first reason is she knows she's on thin ice with the girls, and she knows that if it ever again comes down to a vote, she would have went home if she reacted a certain way, because they would have been like, she didn't learn. Because remember, Sierra sat her down and said, yeah, this is it for me. I was not even going to choose you, but I decided to give you another chance, but I can't live like this anymore. You can't do that. So she knew that she was on thin ice with the girls. That's why she reported back to them that they will be proud of her and that she is taking their advice. The second thing is, I think she knows who to snap out on. I think it would have went a different way if she would have snapped out on that man the way she snapped out on Jeremiah. So I think it's wisdom for her. The reason why she didn't snap out. Wisdom because she knew the girls would have been done with her, and wisdom because she knew that guy would have matched her energy. Smart woman. She's learning. She is learning. I don't trust Ace. Never did, never will. And I'm not saying I don't trust him to hate on him. I think a lot of people are doing a little bit too much about just not liking the people in general and just like talking about the people's features and all. I think everybody is doing like a bit too much, especially the dislike of this kid that's like playing the game. Here's the thing. Again, he is never going to stop self-producing. So the show has to stay 10 steps ahead of everybody, but especially 20 steps ahead of this kid, right? Because the whole time he's giving this performance for America. I know it's a performance for America when he's sitting down and he's talking to Taylor, he's talking to Nick, he's just like, yeah, you know, I miss Shelly. Yeah, me and Shelly got a connection, but you know, Coco, yeah, I'm torn. You're not torn. Taylor is not torn. Nobody, none of them boys were torn. It's a performance for him. That was absolutely a performance for America. All the monologues that he was giving us about how he didn't know what he was going to do, that was for us. That was for him to like lead us astray and not catch what he's going to do and have us with bating breath, waiting to see what Ace was going to do. Boy, bye. Boy, but that was a performance for America. Him being like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I got a connection, but I got a connection here too. I don't know. And the Oscar goes to, but I don't trust him. So like whenever it's time for him to make a decision or with anything that he says, I don't trust. Anything that he does, I do not trust until it's time for him to make a decision or vote or whatever, because I think that he is consciously throwing the audience off so that he can have a moment. He's self-producing. He's not going to stop self-producing. He has trained for this. He was ready for his moment. And I think it's working well for him because every episode people are talking about him. Whether you like him or not, studios love that. Studios love that. So I'm not saying I don't trust him because I don't like him. I don't trust him because I know he's performing. I know it's a performance for him. He just wanted us to be gagged with his decision. I'm sorry, Ace. Today was Taylor's moment, not you. We all kind of knew what you were doing. Speaking of Taylor, I just cannot get over the way he is with Clark. Please, can movie night be next? I need movie night and Twitter and the Twitter challenge to be in the same episode. I need Alondria to see how he was all up on this woman. We've never seen this Taylor before. And listen, it's his right to explore. And if he gets closer to someone and feels more attracted to someone, that is fine. It's absolutely his right. My issue with him is that he was never clear with Alondria. I wish he would have done that. Alondria absolutely has to take some responsibility for just being willfully obtuse. I'm just like, come on, girl. Not just in body language, in language, he's telling you what it is. And you just don't want to pick it up. You don't want to explore. You keep on closing yourself off to him. And he's telling you he's exploring everything and having a good time. So he's on my radar, but I also have to, I got to be honest with what I'm feeling and seeing concerning him and Alondria's relationship. So listen, I'm glad that the dude is happy that he's exploring, and this experience is finally allowing us to see another side of him. Unfortunately, it's tainted with the way that it looks like he led Alondria on to stay this far on in the game. And this happens all the time in Love Island. People hang on to relationships until they're type. Not even type. I say type all the time because I feel like that's what Gen Z always uses. But I always say like whoever somebody likes. And I feel like a lot of Gen Z is here. Hey, welcome. But I feel like he was holding on to her until who he wanted or would gravitate to walk through the villa. And that's not new. Like this happens all the time on Love Island. That is why we have bombshells. Let's move on to Huda. Her moving on to Chris, safe choice for her to stay in the game. I will respect that she sat down with Shelly right before the recoupling and was just like, listen, I pulled Chris. We had a little talk. Girl, listen, I ain't got nobody else. She was mad on it. She was like, I don't have no other options. So if it's not him, girl, I'm not going to stay here. So I liked him. I pulled him. We had a chat. I'm interested. And Shelly was like, okay, fine. When her and Shelly had that conversation, it was like, oh, I already knew how this was going to go down, except for one little piece, and we will talk about it later. But listen, she's trying to stay in the game. Like I said, especially for non-Black women, Black men are low-hanging fruit for them. They just think that Black men are easy because that has been an easy choice for them. So it's all like she wasn't going to go for Elon because white guys work for her, as we have seen in the villa. The white boys is not convinced. Black men, easy. So I knew that if it wasn't Haiti, it was going to be Chris, but it seems to have worked out for her. And listen, it's a game. She has to play it. Stay in the game, sister. Do what you have to do. But I do respect that she went to Shelly and talked it out and let her know what it was, which again solidifies for me that these people are very, very close. That meltdown that they all had when NikkiNicoleStar got eliminated, I was like, oh, okay. We're not seeing everything. Not only are we not seeing everything, I also believe that not that we're being misled, but I think that production is holding certain things and editing things a certain way to get a gag response out of the audience. They're acing us, okay? Because we were all like, oh my God, they really like each other like that. But they wanted us to have these moments of, and that's great. That's what you're supposed to do. So I have nothing against that. But now that I know this, I look at the show completely different. And so I really like that moment with Shelly and Huda because it does show that even though we didn't think there was a sisterhood, oh baby, there's a sisterhood. There is a sisterhood in that villa. So I will say this. I still hated Alondria being the only main cast girl in the villa with the bombshells, with the Casa girls. It just was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. And she even mentioned it. She just like, there's so much going on here and I don't have nobody to talk to, because, my man is exploring. Every time she called Taylor her man, an angel lost his wings. Every time she called Taylor her man, an angel threw themselves down the flight of stairs. Anyway, it was just an uncomfortable experience for her because, the Casa girls, although they were nice, except for Clark is on thin ice. Where is she? Girl, you got to change that attitude. Ooh, I'm trying. I'm trying to root for you, sis, but nasty. Anyway, it's just the Casa girls are a little embracing, except for Clark, but it's still, those ain't her girls. I just didn't really like the experience for her. And I hope they don't do this twist again, but I honestly feel like they've done this just because the cast is not only very self-aware, they were self-producing, so that they had to like throw some twists and turns in there. But I hope we get a more honest cast next season so they don't have to do this, because I did not like this kind of Casa. I will say this, I did like the fact that Clark pulled Alondria to the side, because maybe it's just her personality. And I'm trying, because I don't want my platform to ever make a Black woman feel uncomfortable. Like, this page is for the girls and the gays, especially the Black ones, right? And for, and I allow others here because, I'm a great host. I welcome everyone here, but I just want to let you know whose house it is. These people, we're not touching them. So I'm trying my best, but I got to be honest, I'm seeing some things with Clark. And I'm like, anyway, so Alondria goes to like sit by herself, but like close to the Casa girls who are the Casa girls who are hanging out. And she sits down and Clark goes, Alondria, before you sit down, can we talk? And Alondra's like, yeah, sure. So they go and talk, and it doesn't go well. I don't think it went like terrible, but it just didn't go well because Alondria was like talking. This wasn't on Clark though. I'm gonna give it to Clark. Alondria was wrong for this one because Alondria was talking like Clark was like a test for their relationship, and Clark was like, "I don't like being nobody's test." I'll give her that because she was just like, "What me and Taylor have is real," and she's talking like, "Oh, he just needed that test to test our connection." No, it wasn't a test for him. He likes her. He doesn't like you, right? And so Alondria is just talking like really confident, and I can see where Clark was just like, no, I don't like how she's talking because she's talking like he just needed to do this to make sure that he wanted her. But that's what Alondria thinks. And I want to know why she thinks that because I think it's absolutely ridiculous that she ever in any moment thought that he was her man. You say that he's your man. You call him your man. He calls you bro. What is the unseen bits? Because they were talking about that in a commercial for After Sun. It's like, oh, unseen bits of the season. Well, I want to see that. The unseen bits better be Taylor and Alondria because I need to know why she is so gone over him. I don't know why. I don't get it. I do not get it. So I'm gonna rock with Clark in that conversation because the way Alondria was talking, pure delusional. Pure delulu. But Clark, we gotta work on. It's very dry and I don't just gotta work on it. We just got to work on it. But after Alondria's delusional talk with Clark, Taylor then pulls Alondria to the side and he wants to know about her and Nick. She says, oh, well, me and Nick just decided to be friends. When I tell you the disappointment in this man's face, he was so disappointed. He was like, oh, really? Because Nick was his out. Nick, he said, the hell with Sierra. I need to be free of this. So he now knows that he finally has to say something. And in any situation, he knows that he's going to be the bad guy. And the reason why Taylor is going to be the bad guy is because he has never been honest with Alondria. He said things, his body language has done some things, but he's never said to her, I'm not attracted to you. I'm not interested in you. We've heard these things that he said to the guys about her, but he's never said those things to her. So he's misleading her. Anyway, you slice it, Alondria is Delulu, but he is absolutely misleading her. And I don't know why she didn't say anything when she saw his face, when she told him that her and Nick decided to be friends. Like, how did you catch that? I think I'm so gagged because she's so fine. I'm like, what is going on? Whenever a fine woman is being put through hell by a man, I'm like, what happened? Because you're not supposed to be going through that. What happened? So then the cast gets a text, and they're all told that everybody's going to go back to the main villa, and there is going to be a recoupling. So everybody's getting ready, and everybody's all nervous. Taylor's just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got two girls that like me. And Alondria, we see her getting ready, kissing a picture of her and Taylor and putting it on his bed and just like, I got to get my man. She's happy and giddy because she thinks she's recoupling with him. What? That better be in the unseen bits. That better be in the unseen bits. So everybody's getting ready for the recoupling. Ace, self-producing, wanting to give America a gotcha. I knew what he was going to do. He goes, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because me and Shelly, we got this connection, but love Coco because she's confident in who she is. I will say everybody was going crazy because they were just like, oh, he said he loves Coco. The way he said it to me, I didn't think that it meant that he's in love with Coco or anything like that. I think I think his love could have just been a like, and it would have meant the same thing for him. But he is, again, he's self-producing. So he wanted to give us a gotcha when he recoupled with Shelly. He wanted us to be like, oh, Ace, you had us for a moment. You had us for a moment. But I told y'all that boy was going to lock in after Casa. I'm telling you, he is going to start doing all these dates, these real intimate dates with Shelly. He's locking in. He's locking in. And I'm telling y'all right now, y'all like, Ace ain't getting this money. Ace go. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. Whoever Alondria and Shelly is with, I'm voting for. Because y'all gonna mess around and give Austin that win. Y'all gonna mess around and Austin and Jaden are going to be the winners of Love Island. I don't care. I do not care that this man is self-producing. I'm here for the girls. I've always been here for the girls. So, if he's locked in with Shelly and they are at the end, that's who I'm going for. Whoever Alondria is locked in with, that's who I'm going for. I will not give Austin that win. And a lot of y'all in y'all feelings right now. Y'all better think. Y'all better think. Y'all about the November 5th. When is election day? November 4th? I don't even remember no more. I'm so traumatized. Early November. Y'all about to re-traumatize everybody with another botch vote, America. Wake it up. Put your feelings aside and give them girls a win. So anyway, the Casas collide. So the girls at Casa, I thought the guys were at the main villa. But the girls are brought to Casa. They're sitting down with their partners. Ariana comes in and she starts calling in the guys one by one. Austin walks in with Jaden. There's no reaction. Amaya, she was such good TV tonight. Amaya was just like, oh my God. I'm like, oh baby, please. You don't need to do any kind of reaction to Austin. He doesn't care. He did not want, and that's why I hate this for her. I hate this for her and Alondria, because they do not know how much the men that they were partnered with did not want them. We knew this. They had no idea. And I feel like if Alondria makes it to movie night, her and Amaya are going to be broken when they see how these men talked about them behind their backs. But anyway, she was giving this reaction like, and I'm just like, oh, Austin doesn't care. You're absolutely fine where you're at. Austin does not care. Then who is next? Austin walks in. Then Pepe walks in with tall Hannah. TJ walks in with Vanna. Sierra's already sitting down. Well, everybody walks in. We're going to get to the good part. So everybody walks in. Ace walks in with Coco. I will say this. Shelly had a little moment because Coco's gorgeous. So in that moment, she got a little scared. Because who wouldn't be? Coco's stunning, right? Not like Shelly ain't stunning, ain't that girl, but it's just like, oh, now that's competition. So she was like, oh, nice. Poor thing. Then Taylor walks in with Clark. So then we get to our girl Sierra, because the ladies at this point have known that Alondria is gone. They have processed it. Barely, but they processed it. Sierra sees that Nicholas is no longer there. And so that means that he's eliminated. She immediately starts crying. All the girls are like, Amaya, So they're all messed up. And then Ariana's just like, oh, wait. There is a new couple entering the villa, and then Alondria and Nicholas walk in. The girls cheer. Sierra gets up, runs right to Nicholas. They start kissing. She's crying. Prior to this, Nicholas was just like, I'm excited to see my woman. I'm excited to see my girl. So they had this whole moment. And as soon as Sierra like ran over to Nick and is like kissing on him, all the guys start looking at Elon because they know that there's going to be a recoupling and he's going to go home because the way Sierra reacted. And Zach was like, "It's okay, mate. It's okay." And I'm like, "It's not okay." And he knows that he's going home because the way she ran to that boy, no way was she staying in a coupling with him. So now we get to the recoupling. Ariana calls people up individually and they pick who they're going to pick. Austin and Jaden pick each other of course. Before we get into the recoupling, I will say this. I think they needed more time in Casa. And I think they needed more time in Casa because this is such a different season. Like we went into Casa with everybody being fairly open or saying that they were open. There really was no like really strong connections. The strongest connections that we have seen have been the girls with girls and the guys with guys. The friendship connections have been the strongest. I think they needed more Casa time and they needed more challenges with each other and just time to grow connections because I'm just like, I know they normally give everybody 3 days. I think these people probably needed a week or something to establish what is really happening. I think they needed to be shaken up a bit more, in my opinion. But anyway, let's get to the recoupling. Austin and Jaden, they stay together. Of course, they want to stay together. Nobody wanted them. We just have to be honest there. Amaya goes and she starts crying. And I'm like, Amaya, what are you crying for? Like, what is going on? Then I noticed that not only does Zach get up for her, is it TJ? JD. Hi, Andrew Caldwell. He gets up for her as well. So I'm like, oh, that's why Amaya's crying because she knows she's going to have to send one of these guys home. She picked Zach. I kind of knew that she was picking Zach just out of loyalty alone because he saved her. And I think that she was doing it to save him again. And I also think that she thinks that Zach really likes her. I don't believe that Zach likes her like that, like in an intimate or like, in an intimate way. I think it's very platonic for him. And I think he's trying to get the win. And I got to say, anybody couple up with Amaya has a really great chance of winning. Like I said before, she gives me Amber from Love Island UK season 5 because everybody voted for her. It wasn't a pity vote, but it was just like that girl went through it in the villa and everybody was just like, she deserves love. She deserves to be happy. She is the one who we're rooting for. She was the underdog. So I could honestly see Amaya getting the win if Alondria and Shelly don't get it together. Especially Alondria. Like Alondria is my front winner. I feel like anybody who's with her is going to win, but that's all how she plays the game. And she's been playing the game real weird to me. So if it's not Alondria, it is absolutely going to be Amaya. But Amaya, she recouples with Thailand Zach. And that's the new couple with the villa. So it's Austin and Jaden. It is Thailand, Zach, and Amaya. Pepe and Tall Hannah recoupled. No shocker there. Adriana and Big Pun in his prime. They recouple. TJ and Iris. People were gagged with that. I was just like, I'm not shocked that TJ recoupled with Iris. I knew those wasps were going to pick each other. I knew there was no way TJ was going to get with Vanna. And I honestly think it's because of what Vanna just represents. TJ's a wasp. He wants a wasp. Like he's not going to go for like a Vanna, very beach Barbie. Wasps are very, very concerned about their image and they're very concerned about the kind of woman. Now, no shade. I'm not saying he'll do this, Iris. A wasp will cheat with a Vanna, but they will not marry a Vanna. They're going to marry an Iris because they are very conscious about the woman that they have beside them and how that woman makes them look and how that woman is going to be next to them when they operate in certain rooms, in certain circles, right? Because she's going to need to woo the women in the circles that he wants to be in while he woos the men. So wasps are very concerned about that image. And I felt like Iris fit the image for TJ. Not saying that these people are getting married or whatever, but I'm just saying I can kind of see the kind of communities that they come from. And there was no way that TJ was picking Vanna. I'm not even saying this about her looks because I know a lot of people are like, making comments about how Vanna looks. And I want to tell you, she will eat in LA. She will eat in LA. Utah is not giving that girl her flowers. She will eat in LA. However, LA is going to be dangerous for her, cosmetic wise. So I want her to, anywhere but LA, anywhere but Utah. But yeah, I know people are making comments, but she will be bagging some of your favorite actors in Los Angeles. A certain kind of man will die for this. Stay woke. Stay woke. So I just knew. I knew that those two were not, it was not going to work. TJ and Iris was not a shocker for me. Another one who was not a shocker for me, Ace goes. I hate that he keeps on getting the opportunity to choose. When is Shelly going to be able to choose? Anyway, Ace goes and Shelly and Coco step up for him. And there's like this big moment, and then the show, cuts and probably goes to camera for those who didn't pay for no ads. I'm sorry. But they cut away and then they come back and Ace is just like, Shelly, and they hug and they kiss. And I'm just like, you cannot trick me, Ace. You cannot trick me. I knew you were picking Shelly. The monologues you were giving America, I knew you were picking Shelly. I will say this, though. Coco made a great impression on the main cast. She was the only woman, the only Casa girl that they were like hyping up, they kept on calling her beautiful. They really liked her. I think if Coco would have stayed, she would have had a great time in the villa with the main cast. They really gravitated to her. So that says a lot about Coco's personality, because Clark got none of this. They wanted it to be Coco. Coco, you should have stayed going after Taylor. Anyway, so Ace chooses Shelly. They're back together. They kiss or whatever. And it's just like, oh, I'm telling y'all, he's going to lock in. Oh, he's going to give y'all the love story, because this was in his script that he wrote for himself. Just you wait and see. I will say I was kind of surprised that, where's the tree? Do I not have the tree's picture? Oh, there's the tree. I was surprised that he didn't stand up for Shelly, but I guess it's because of that conversation that Shelly had with Huda, and basically Shelly just gave her Chris. So he didn't go and stand up for her, and I was just like, oh, okay. But Huda then goes and Chris stands up for her, and Huda and Chris are now coupled. Next up, we have Sierra. This is very obvious who she was picking because of her reaction when Nick walked back into the villa. Sierra and Nick are now recoupled. I will say this. It was so funny because when Sierra was picking, Nick and Elon stood up. So I was just like, oh, it's a battle of the white boy perms. Who's going to win? Is it going to be pin curls or is it going to be the twist out? Well, twist out Nick won Sierra. So Nick and Sierra are now a couple, and Elon is now vulnerable and up for elimination. Then Taylor steps up. And this is to be honest with you, none of these couplings were shocking. None of these couplings were shocking. I think Taylor was the one who I was just, and the show was just very concerned about the most, because I didn't want it to go one way, because if it went one way, we would have been in hell, right? So anyway, Taylor goes, and let me just say this. Did he look like a stud to y'all? I was like, oh. It was giving stud auntie. But anyway, Taylor stepped up looking like an alpha stud. And Clark and Alondria step up for him. And it's this big, like, Taylor's just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know who it's going to be. I'm confused. And I'm just like, please, don't play with me. The whole time I'm screaming at my TV. I'm like, Clark, please pick Clark. Begging him. Hoping that he hears me. Begging him. So he opens up his card, takes out his sign, and he says, I chose Clark. I am immediately elated. I'm like, she's free. She needed that. I'm sorry, Alondria, baby, where you at? I'm sorry. The show tried everything. The show tried to save you. America tried to save you. You did not listen. You needed this. I hate that you had to be humiliated like this by that too, but you needed that. You needed it because no, you wouldn't wake up. Everybody tried to save you. And unfortunately, this was a lesson you had to learn. She was stuck. And I told you, like when Alondria is trying to control her emotions and like not crash out like Huda, she goes into like this very stoic move. And it was just like she doesn't blink or anything. She was just like, could barely see the woman breathing. She did not blink or breathe until Ariana asked her how she felt. And she was just like, well, I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. He didn't really let me know, like, she was trying to piece something together because she was shocked. She was gagged. And I'm like, why? Why are you shocked and gagged? I wasn't. And I'm so happy that he did this. I hated that she had to be humiliated, but this was the only way. She did not get any other hints that everybody was giving her. The villa was giving her, Nicholas told you, America told you, the show told you, Clark told you. You had to hear it from him, and that's a shame. That's a shame that you had to hear it from him for you to finally get it. So while Alondria is sitting there gagged, you know who else is gagged? Huh! Baby, I was like, oh, I thought she was going to beat Taylor up. She jumped up and said, Taylor, really? Really, Taylor? She was heated. Amaya is a girl's girl through and through. She is a girl's girl through. So Taylor, like she's trying to get the whole villa to jump this guy. She was heated. She could not believe it. Huda was just like, no, Adriana was just like, we just got her back. Like, oh, Taylor's done. Taylor's done. Shelly pulled in Alondria. Shelly sat there with her legs crossed and was just like, I said, oh, it's bad for him. It's bad for him. The girls, they were gagged. And that just lets me know that he was leading everybody on. The only people who knew that Taylor was struggling with his decision was Ace and Nick. Or not struggling, but they were the only ones who knew that Alondria could be going home. Because the girls were gagged. They could not believe it. They just knew that Clark was going home, especially Amaya. Even like, I love Amaya. The whole time, like Ariana is still talking. You can hear Amaya screaming in the back. Really, Taylor? Like Alondria can't even, Ariana can't even get her speech in because Amaya is pissed. I hope Peacock never cuts ties with her. I think I would love to watch a reality TV show with Amaya and her family, because there was a video that surfaced of her and her mother. Her and her mother are twins. They are the same personality. I want to see it. I want to see a show with her. She is a dynamic character. So anyway, Ariana is finally able to like speak to Clark, and Clark, she's like, "How do you feel?" And Clark is like, "Well, I'm shocked, but I'm excited." Girl, walk lightly. Girl, walk the way those girls are activated. I wouldn't do too much. So anyway, Taylor and Clark sit down. Taylor sits down. Amaya is still going. Really, Taylor? Really? Like still going. Ooh, so Taylor can't even like be comfortable in his position, especially when Ariana says, well, Alondria, since you didn't get chose, You are vulnerable and up for elimination. So Taylor's just sitting here, he got his hands in his head. Clark is smirking. Amaya is cussing Taylor out. And it's just uncomfortable for him. Good. I want the rest of his time in that villa to be uncomfortable. How dare you lead on the Black Barbie like that? How dare you play in the Black Barbie's face? Good. Be uncomfortable for the remainder of your time in that villa. So here's the thing. Ariana says to the people who are up for elimination, the villa will get a chance to save one boy and one girl. To the Casa people, come over to this side. Main villa, stay here. Casa, you're able to choose one boy. Main villa, you're able to choose one girl to save. I knew who they were saving, and so did Coco. As soon as Ariana said one girl to save, Coco was just like, yeah. She knew that Alondria was going to be saved. I would not be surprised if the main cast and Coco are the main cast girls and Coco are going to be friends. There's something about her that she has great energy, and I think they all really, really bonded quickly. So anyway, and her little time there. So anyway, Casa is voting. They're deliberating. Then main cast is deliberating. Ace votes, or Ace is deliberating, and he's basically trying to, I'm telling you, he is playing this game. He basically talks about saving Clark and sending Alondria home. I knew that was BS. I knew he voted to save Alondria. That was Ace trying to throw America off on his decision making. But let's talk about Nick with the twist out. I like Nick and Sierra. I don't think I can let go of NiCOLANDRIA. I think it's because the way he treats her and the way he looks out for Alondria, it's just too easy. It's too easy for him. I don't think I'm letting the HIVE go. I don't think I'm letting NiCOLANDRIA go just yet. So anyway, they're all deliberating. Nick is messy. Nick goes, well, no offense, Clark, but what happens when Taylor changes his mind in 3 days? You know, we don't want to get rid of Alondria if, and Clark is like, and rightfully so, because excuse you. But that lets you know the side that Nick is staying on. So he was like, I'm going to vote to save Alondria right there. And then it gets to Clark and they're like, Clark, how are you going to vote? Clark is like, come back to me. And I'm like, I don't know, Clark. I don't know. So anyway, the Casa people go and they are asked, who are they going to pick? The Casa people say that they are going to save Curly Sue. Mr. Pink Curls himself. Elon is saved to remain in the villa. Now, I don't know what the hell is going on in that villa. That boy was there for 72 hours. He broke down crying. He was like, oh, thank you for saving me. I'm just saying that my boys are going on. I said, well, what the hell is going on? What are we? We are not seeing everything. He was like shaking, face red. I'm like, oh, congratulations. I'm glad you're staying. What was home like? Like, congrats. I'm glad that you're staying in Fiji. My God, today he broke down. But while he's breaking down, the camera gets Sierra and she's like, So I'm like, Sierra. And then Ace looks at Nick and goes, you're in trouble, buddy. You're in trouble, Nicky Poo. So I'm like, stick a pin in that. So then main cast goes to vote. And of course, they say the person that we're going to keep deserves to find love. And that person is Alondria. All the girls jump up. All the girls are like, yes! Yeah, especially Amaya. They are so happy that Alondria is saved. And I'm like, guys, the main cast is mad close. Because when the girls were crying because they thought Nick got eliminated, and Ace and Taylor were covering their face because they didn't want to laugh because they knew, like, these people are really, really, really close. We had no idea, but the girls are excited. that Alondria stayed, and Alondria just thanks them because she's just like, I thank them for believing in me and that I deserve to find love and be happy. And while she's saying her speech, the camera zooms in on Taylor and he is distraught because he know he messed up. He's literally eating his chain because he knows it's a wrap. If the girls ever have to vote to save somebody, it will not be Taylor. And this is how Austin wins. Austin is playing the best game out of everybody. He's going to stay out of the way and win this whole thing. My God, today. My God, today. So, Alondria is saved. Pin Curls is saved. The rest of the villa, the rest of the people who were not saved, Coco, Vanna, JD, and because I was like, okay. That's another show. But that one is saved. That they all go home. And now our new couples are Chris and Huda. Then we have Nick and Sierra are back again. Then we have Tall Hannah and Pepe. Amaya, and now we no longer have to call him Thailand Zach, just Zach. Then we have Jaden and Austin, probably the potential winners of 2025. Shelly and Ace, Taylor and what the hell is she? Clark. And then we have Alondria solo for now. They better send her the baddest male bombshell we've ever seen. They better send her the baddest male bombshell we have ever seen. We have Alondria and Alondria single. We have Adriana and where is he? I forgot his name. People calling him Big Pun in his prime. And we have Elon, who was solo. I don't see him and Alondria linking up, but they might just link up for a friendship coupling. But I think Alondria is going to get a bombshell. And I think that bombshell and her are going to ride it all the way until the end. I'm hoping that. Alondria, no shade, love her. She's been playing a terrible game. She has been playing a terrible game. But here's the thing. We want Alondria to win very badly. We want to give her this money. You know who else wants to give her this money? The show. I don't care what nobody says. The way they have given this woman 9 lives, production has already planned for this. I'm not saying the show was rigged. I'm just saying when she got cast, they said, this is who we want to win. They have given this woman 9 lives, and so has America. America and production have linked up, and they said, this is the girl that's going to get this money. Here's the thing. The only way Alondria is not going to get this money is if Alondria screws it up. If on Sunday we come back and she is still pining over Taylor, if she's not in her revenge era, but I also want to say this about production. Production is also, not only do I think that they're a part of this, I think they are the president of the NICOLANDRIA Hive. Because no way this man is staying in the villa. They kept him to woo Sierra away. That's my thoughts. No way. He did not make such a great impression on them guys that they wanted to keep him. He is being kept for Sierra because production is NICOLANDRIA Hive. Y'all think y'all started. Y'all think it was y'all. Y'all think, oh, we saw this about Nicholas and Nicola, and we came up with NICOLANDRIA. Y'all did not. Yo, that was the show. They are NICOLANDRIA HIVE down to the socks. Speaking of down to the socks, I just thought about this. Did y'all see Taylor and his bedazzled sneakers? What in the Skechers? I promise you this, if Justice was still around, Taylor would have a membership card. He shops, his outfits look like he just went to a clearance sale at Justice. All of his clothes, I'm just like, this is what a 13-year-old white girl will wear in the suburbs of New Jersey. She will wear all them outfits to cheer camp. What is his fashion sense? But anyway, those are my thoughts. Production is NICOLANDRIA HIVE. They started it. They are the presidents. They are the COO. They are the CFO. They started it. And they want those two to win badly. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not getting off of that train just yet. I was going to get off that train. Then the show saved Elon. And I said, I'm going to stay on the train. I'm not going to get off just yet. I'm not going to get off just yet. Those are my thoughts. I'm about to share the link to hop on in and to hop on in for the call-in show. I'm going to share it a few times so you all can get it. I'm also going to put it in the description box of my YouTube video. And you guys hop on in, and I'll also go in the comments as well. I'm going to start our first with my super chats, so we don't have. So I don't want to miss those super chats. I really appreciate you guys, funding the girl through it all. I appreciate the love. So let me put this in the description box right now. Oh, we already got somebody in for the call-in show. I know that's right. All right, so the link is in the description box if you want that. I'm going to share it again for those who want to chat in the comments. I already have 2 people here for the chat for the call in. While I have my peoples backstage, I'm going to get my super chats. Obviously me, thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chat. Obviously me said Nick knows that Ola is still stuck on Taylor and ended things before she did. I agree. It almost made me tear up. He advocated for Ola to stay and settle with Sierra to stay in the villa. Hashtag NICOLANDRIA forever. I agree. I don't think he settled for Sierra. I still think that he likes her. But I think if Alondria was more receptive, I think he would have went with Alondria. However, I liked how the show set this up. The show sparked the interest. Then they showed that these 2 people were honorable people. I'm telling you, they want Nicholas and Alondria to win. So they showed us that these 2 are honorable people because they said, listen, we got connections back home and they are our friends. We want to respect that. There was something there. We don't want to explore it because we want to respect our partners back home who are also our individual friends. Huda, like I said before, jacked up everybody's experience. She jacked up everybody's experience because it stopped people from exploring. So we have this situation, but now NICOLANDRIA or Nicholas and Alondria look even better in the light now because they didn't come back to the villa messy. They ended it. Now they came back there. So if something sparks now, it will be respected because we'll see Sierra first pull away with Elon, and then there's going to be an opening. The show ain't slick. I like what they're doing. I'm here for it, but we will see. I think this can only work if Alondria gets with the program. Thank you so much, obviously me. Chocolate Sooner, thank you. Chocolate Sooner said JD and Coco were my votes to stay at the end. Oh, I like Coco. I think she made a great first impression. Why didn't those votes Like, what happened? Like, I don't, what was the voting for? It didn't make any sense. Susan, thank you so much for the super chat. Susan said, hi, God bless you, NikkiStar and Star family. Thank you. God bless you as well. I am Team Amaya and Zach. I think they have a winning chance. I agree. Everyone else is such a mess. Team Amaya Papaya. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I agree. Renee, thank you for the super chat. Renee said, love me some Nikki. Happy Blessed Friday to you in the chat. Thank you so much, Renee. Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. Alex said, not mad that Taylor found a strong connection. I agree, but he was wrong for letting Ola live in her delusion for so long. She might have even thought that though. Yes. We don't know what would have happened. I'm glad that she was humiliated by him. I hate to say that, but I feel like that's the only way she was going to get free of him, because everybody told her, but she needed to hear it from him. And I hope she got the message. Thank you so much, Alex, for the super chat. Susan, thank you again for another super chat. Susan said, I feel evil, but when Huda said I picked Chris to explore with him, but also give him the opportunity to get others, to get to know others as well, I gagged. Well, that's our Huda. That's our Huda. Lord, bless her heart. Bless her heart. Hey, Rashana, thank you so much for the super chat. Rashana said, Elon is Jewish. Those curls are all natural. Oh, absolutely. He pinning them, though. They're too perfect. They're too perfect. Thank you, Rashana, for the super chat. Potato, thank you so much for the super chat. Potato said, I love how you have these character cards ready to go on the screen when you mention them. It's hard to remember everyone's name, and it's helpful. Thank you so much. That's why I do it. I do it for myself, and I do it for you guys as well, because it really is hard to keep up with everybody, especially since we had like 24 people in the villa this time. Obviously me, thank you for another super chat. Obviously me said, Nick, shut that Ola going home down, mother. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. They would be perfect together on this show, but Alondria has to open up. Chantel, thank you for the super chat. Chantel said, Nick saw the spirit of delusion on Alondria and settled for friendship. I bet my last dollar he wanted to go to the end with Alondria. I agree, but I'm glad how they closed that chapter. Not saying it can't be opened again, but they both ended up looking really good coming back into the villa. Catherine, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Catherine, thank you for another super chat. Catherine said, God willing and the creek don't rise. Austin gets sent home next episode. Can't stand that man. Ace 2, because he's scamming. That's the thing. I think that everybody is very hyper-focused on the people who get enough screen time. And I'm just like, y'all do not realize Austin is slipping through the cracks. Everybody's focused on Ace now. Everybody's focused on Taylor. We don't like what he's doing. I get it, but I'm like, you gotta keep your eyes on Austin, because he could win this whole thing. Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. I totally appreciate it. Now we're going to get into our call-in callers. First off, we have to bring up Mama Star. Hey,
Hi,
Mama.
everybody. Hi, Star family.
What are your
First,
thoughts?
I want to say, please forgive me for having this blanket on. I have a very cute shirt on under this. But Nikki has it so cold in this studio that I am freezing.
I'm under
She
light.
has all those lights in her studio, so I have to be subject to this. Oh, my God, today, please. So I'm wrapped in a blanket, but I
What are your
had to be
thoughts?
here.
What are
I
your
had to
thoughts?
be here. First of all, Mama Star is here.
Period.
Now, I want to go back a little bit because you guys have been on Orlandria, and I just watched y'all just be her. I just kept trying to say something in the chat, but let's go all the way back before we kill her. Okay, over that Taylor. She helped Taylor stay on the show. Now, y'all not going to do that to her now that he's mistreating her, but it was because of her popularity that Too Tall Long John stayed on there. Now, he was not popular. She brought him to the forefront to be popular. And he linked up with her because he needed somebody to hold on to be on the show. Because he
Sure
had no
did.
personality and nobody was checking for him. So he misled her. So she went along with it because in the beginning, let's go back some seasons, some episodes. In the beginning, she was like, "Well, okay, because he's the last one, okay." But she wasn't really like on him. Now that she's got a connection, she's feeling like they all made a pact. They was riding out together. Shelly and Ace, her and Taylor, um, well, Nick and who? Because Nick has been
NICOLANDRIA
with,
Hive. We got. I'm still on the
listen, Nick,
train.
Nick is hot. Blow out. Ooh! Anyway, but
Okay.
I'll get to that part. But I want you guys to, ease up off of Alondria because she was coaxed into that. When they made all their pacts and everything, she made a pact with him to try to win the game. So that's where that came from. And then all the people that they brought in, it was nobody for her to pick from.
True.
So
The
she
girls. I
stayed
will
with
say
him.
this: the women did not have a lot to choose
They
from.
did not have a lot to pick from. So she stayed with him. So all that she's delusional about him and all that. No, when he didn't have nobody, she was there. But I like what he's doing.
Me
I
too.
like what he's doing because the
He's
show,
freeing her.
huh?
He's freeing her.
I don't even. He ain't freeing nothing.
Oh.
I like what he's doing to her because he's a little long legs will be sent home
Oh, he's
because he
next.
don't know how to play the game.
Yeah.
Okay, he should have picked her back, but he's so infatuated with Clark. But did y'all see how when they was hugging that none of the girls from the villa hugged her?
But this is
I
I'm
said
telling
yes.
you,
We as riders. No, we
no.
don't pick up those
I think it's
strangers on
Clark
Casper.
because Coco, the girls really like
No,
Coco.
we love Coco, but
And
I'm
they didn't
talking
have a
about
lot of time with her either.
we didn't hug Clark. We didn't hug her. Cause who was you? Where'd she come from?
Okay.
Okay. Let me tell you, and I will agree with you about the Nicolandria. I will agree with you about that, and I'm gonna tell you why.
The show was
Because
NICOLANDRIA Hive.
yes, because everybody got sent home except for Nick and Alondria. When that G Wagon pulled up
G
and she said,
Wag.
hurry up, you're right. Production is behind them. But I like what you said, and I like how it came out. They were respectful to their friends. But now it's a playing field. Because you're right, they did keep Elon, and it's a
Or
playing field. So
Sierra.
if her and Nick wants to get together, it ain't no problem because Sierra can go with Elon. So I like where we're going with that to get Alondria. But see, when we get Alondria, when she get coupled up, I want her to look at him and just roll her eyes. Don't say another word to him. Because who is you trying to embarrass on national TV? What are you doing? I was holding you up. Now you done got this little funky girl that done came on here, and now you think you
Okay. All
something.
right.
Now you think you something. You kissing and this and all this and that and that and that.
Well,
Honey,
he found somebody that he really liked. He just
yeah.
should have been honest
Yeah,
from day
okay.
one with Alondria. But if he was honest, he
Okay,
wouldn't still
right.
be there.
If he was honest, he never should have coupled with her.
Yeah.
But she did not have nobody to couple with.
Mm-hmm.
Shelly did not. Well, her and Ace had a more chemistry because they knew each other before they came here or
Yeah.
had met or something.
Yeah.
But they really didn't have no good potentials for these girls.
That's very true. A lot of people are forgetting that
Jeremiah
they're
came in
for
there and
no option.
Jeremiah came on there and Huda put the breast right on him and took him off the market. You understand what I'm saying? So she
Yes.
really didn't have nobody.
Yeah.
So she held on to that, and she was like, "Well, daggone, we've been through so much. You stayed on the show because of me, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't forget that." So now that he think he pretty and stuff, and he got on his sparkly shoes and this and that and that and this,
I said, are those rhinestone
and
sneakers?
his zipper suit.
Yeah.
Now he think he's somebody. Okay,
All
he needs to go home. I'm done with Taylor. I'm done. Go
right.
home and get a horse. Ride on a horse. I'm
Okay.
sick of him.
All
That
right.
was that. Also,
Oh, Lord. This is the
I-
last thing, Mom, because I got to bring up some other people.
yeah, because it seems like I'm being rushed. I don't like it. I don't like this part. But anyway, I talked about them too. I talked about them too. Oh, Amaya. Oh, that's my
I
girl.
love her. I love
Uh,
Amaya Fire.
that's my girl. I
Yeah.
was like, Amaya, you just shut up before they tell you to get off the daggone show.
Taylor!
Cause she
Taylor,
was
how
going
could
to fight
you?
him. She was gonna fight him right now.
He
Right
was
here,
going to
right
beat
now.
him up. That's my girl.
What, bro? I can't
Yeah.
believe. Oh shit! I
He
said,
was
go ahead. That's a
disgusting.
rider right there. That's a
Yeah.
rider.
And
She's
that
a
let
rider.
me know that Taylor, the way he has been acting, everybody thought, except for Ace and Nick, that he was going to pick Alondria.
Exactly. 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 And I love um the way Sierra, because she had sex with
Oh,
Nick.
yes, Mama, we know.
So she wanted him to come back. Because when she thought that he wasn't there, she was doing a whole bunch of crying.
I think Sierra would have left.
She wanted him back.
Would have left.
And when he showed up, she said, okay, so I knew she was going to pick him.
Yeah.
But the production is they messy.
They're NicOlandria.
They
They're
messy.
NicOlandria.
Because they're
Mama
starting up
Star.
something. But when are they
Mom,
bringing some
I'm
more?
gonna bring you back up. I'm gonna
Oh,
take you down.
you
My
know
God,
what?
today.
This show. Go, go, go.
I'm gonna bring you
Okay.
back up. I gotta let other
Okay.
people in.
Yeah, you're gonna bring me up at midnight when nobody else is on
You're
the
the first
daggone
person up
show.
here. Anyway, I'm gonna remove you. You can
Peace.
come back. Thank you, Mama Star. Jess Jonda, let's go.
Hello, my friend in internet land. How are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored, and I'm struggling. I'm struggling, girl. This has been a rough one.
Yeah, this has.
I mean,
This
my
has.
my daughter got up and walked out. She
She did?
she
Why?
she got up and walked out. I got to tell you, I think we're contrarians over here
Uh,
because when Olandria got voted back in over Coco, she's like, I can't. I think at a certain point it was so hard to watch Orlandria with this whole situation. The secondhand embarrassment was overwhelming.
yeah, yeah.
And so that's a whole thing. But one of the things that I would say where we're contrarians is love Olandria, love Shelly. So the love of the sisters, you and I have talked. We like Issa Rae, vote for everybody black.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're there. But at a certain point, like I said in the comments, it's like you support the black restaurants, but at a certain point, you can't keep giving me bad service, mediocre
Yeah.
food, and a check that's too expensive. And
Mhm.
that is the point where I'm getting with Olandria. And Lord, I'm about to do something that really pains me, and that is speak on Taylor's behalf.
Oh, go
Whew,
ahead.
I'm struggling. I told you I'm struggling.
Do what you
And
gotta
that
do.
is and this is why, and it's not really like being a Taylor fan, but
Mhm.
I think that you hit on it several times when you talked about having to own some of this from Olandria's standpoint,
Yeah.
because we talk about you mentioned several times the fact that that Taylor must have been putting on the show. He must have let the other girls believe this and that, and how he was moving that led everybody to believe that he was going to pick Olandria. But what I watched for the past 3 weeks was Olandria moving, not deliberately. When we saw Huda changed stories, when she would talk about, we would see her have a conversation with Jeremiah, and then she would run across the deck and tell everybody a whole different story. I do not
Yeah.
think that Olandria was in a malicious place like that. But I think, again, in the fantasy of what she wanted to see versus the reality, she was doing the same thing, just not maliciously. We would see her and Taylor sitting on the couch, just like tonight, where he's looking off like, oh, yeah, blah, blah. And then, or they would do that weird gross pecking kiss that he liked to do.
They have the worst kisses. I
Girl,
can't
it was
take it.
awful. But yet, when she would go to the girls, it was, he and I had such deep conversations and passionate kisses and whatever. Your girls love you. They believe you. They're rooting for you.
True,
And
true.
this is what they're being fed. They don't have, and again, I don't think it was coming from a malicious place, because in her mind, that's what was happening. And
Yeah.
so, as far as Taylor not being honest with her, again, I'm 50-50 on that as well. I don't think that I think he could have communicated better yet. Was he but he doesn't communicate well about anything.
Yeah.
But could he, but let's face it, most of us don't communicate well in relationships, especially when it's uncomfortable. But like the saying goes, that brother showed her better than he could tell her 500 different ways.
Like,
Let's
girl.
thank you. What? So did he have to slap you across the face with it and go, I don't like you? Well, he did not like her as a friend. I think
Yes.
so it's like he didn't want to hurt her. We know how guys are. They don't want to hurt your feelings. Yeah,
Yep.
he didn't pick you twice.
Twice.
Yeah, and it's just, and so it's one of those things where how many times does it have to happen? He didn't pick you. He's not affectionate towards you. And he did tell her, I kissed her. I was with her. And when he tells her, I kissed somebody in a day, when I didn't kiss you until somebody made me kiss you for weeks.
So many ways.
Exactly. And what did she take from this? That's a prime example of what I said about the mental gymnastics. What she took from that was, well, that's because what we built was deeper. We did it on a different level, and physical relationships fade. Some man told her that.
Yeah.
Whoever she was with 5 years ago that hurt her and she hasn't been in 5 years since, that's who told her that me being attracted to you physically fades.
Yeah. That,
And
because I do agree with you there. I feel like that's something that she experienced before and was thinking that it applies to this relationship. And I'm just like, you gotta read everything. You cannot wait for a man to tell you how he feels. He will show you first. And she said,
and let's face it, men are physical beings.
yep.
And this woman is body crazy. Like, I would pay any amount of money, my money, somebody else's money, sell parts of other parts
She's
of
the
me to get some
standard.
money. If I could look like Olandria tomorrow,
Yes.
please,
Mhm.
please.
Yep.
I mean, she is a dream. That body, the face, everything about her. Dudes who like her would act like Nick was acting, which
Listen.
is ready to jump her bones.
Listen, her DMs are absolutely crazy. And I think why so many people are like, especially now, so many people are Nicolandria, because we finally saw a guy who was actually attracted to her and interested in her treat her the way she has been asking to be treated. But because it did not come in a form that she was looking for, she can't see it.
Girl, can you imagine the money that's in her DMs?
Oh, it's crazy. Her DMs are
The,
crazy.
I'm talking ballerific
And
foolishness.
I can't
She,
wait for her to
she
get
got
her phone
people
back.
from other countries. She gonna be like
She's gonna be
who is it?
fine. Yeah.
Like Eve. Eve is married to the man that owns
Oh yeah.
Formula One.
Gumball.
Yeah,
Gumball. Yeah.
yes, that's the type of dudes that's in Olandria's DMs right now. The other quick thing I want to say is, Can you imagine how gagged her and Nick are gonna be when they get out of this and see what Nicolandria could have been? I'm telling you,
There's still
Nicolandria
hope.
could have been
There's
bigger
still
than
hope.
Serena and
The producers
Cordell.
are working. There's still hope.
When you got the families already behind you, his mama out in these streets.
There's
It's
still hope.
it's crazy, and I did want Coco. I'm not gonna lie, but and again, it's no hate for Landria and Coco Black too, and she is so gorgeous.
And she has a good spirit. So
Yes,
people
her
really gravitate to
gorgeousness, unbelievable. Nick played in Clark's face so bad when he was, and Taylor, your friends, your daddy, your bestie, who you were embracing, like that was weird, sis.
her.
The
Yeah.
way he was embracing Nick, weird.
Yeah.
But that dude, we like Nick for some reason, some ways, but in other ways, it's like, is that really your friend? Taylor said to him, I chose who I'm happy with. And Nick was like, yeah, but in 3 days, you might be over it. So,
Because he's Team Melandria. Anyway, just Jonda, I gotta
yeah.
go because we got like a whole lot of people up here. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
yes.
Come back. If you have another thought, come back. But I want to make sure I
Okay,
get
love
everybody
you.
else.
Love the Star family. Shout out to all my peeps in the comments. I'm going back.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. And guys, if you're already up here and you want to come back up, you can absolutely come back up. But because I got a line, I want to give everybody a shot first, and then I'm fine with bringing everybody back up. Yolanda, you ready?
Yes.
All right, go off, Yolanda. Hey.
How are you, Nikki? I loved you since Rachel and The Bachelorette. I love the whole chat.
Thank you.
Love your mom, your sister, and your cooking and everything.
Thank you.
Did you peep how TJ played in Vanna's face when Vanna was like, you have an RBF, like a resting face. And he was just like, this is the face I was born with. This is the face my mama gave me. I'm like, TJ.
That poor girl. Oh my God. I'm telling you, stomach. I was like, TJ, because TJ is very blunt and nasty sometimes. That mouth is nasty. So I was just like, Lord, what is he going to say? But it was a good save. It was a good save.
And then with Ace, with saying, I want to save Coco, at this point, I'm like, now he's trying to disband the Acettes because he needs him and Shelly to be the strongest couple for America.
You know what? I actually never thought of that.
That's what he's doing.
That's a good point. That I always feel like he's trying to like have a moment, but that's a good point.
No, he was like, no, Coco, because if Alandria stays here, and what Nick is saying that he may decide to, run it back, everyone likes Alandria. America likes Alandria. So
I can't wait for the Twitter challenge.
And I'm scared for her and for Amaya with the movie challenge because it's going to break their hearts. It's truly going to break the hearts. And I know the producers do a great job, but I hope they don't show her kissing Taylor and Taylor kissing Clark and her, putting the hands on. And I hope they don't be that spicy. Like, I would love for them to be that spicy, but I don't want to damage that with her. So I'm hoping Chris can try to sneak into Alandria and move away from Huda because I don't want Chris with Huda either.
I will say, we don't know. They switch around so much. We have no idea what's going to happen. But from yesterday's episode, I can pretty much call who would win this if they got back together. And it's absolutely Nicolandria. Absolutely.
Yes.
The internet ablaze.
Yes. And the mom and sister recently did another video.
Yes.
About it. But I love your show. I love your family. I love the chat. The kindest, most beautiful person on YouTube. You are amazing. And love you.
Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you for coming up. Come back if you want to. Thank you for being here. Bye. Busy, you ready? You're up. And please let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Hey!
Hi, Nikki. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Great. My name is Boosie.
Oh,
Boosie.
Boosie. Okay,
Yes, Boosie
beautiful.
Theory. Yes, hi. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm like dressed in like active wear because it's like 35 degrees Celsius. That's like almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's really, really hot in
Where are
Shanghai.
you located?
China.
Oh, hey! Oh my God, it's hot
Yeah.
over there. Wow.
Yeah, it's really hot. So I have so many thoughts, so many things to say.
Go ahead.
Really nice to meet you, Nikki. I've been, like I guess maybe not so active member of the Star fam for so many years already.
Oh no,
Like,
you've been
love.
active. I love it.
Thank you, thank you. But I want to start off by defending Olandria because I mean I don't really want to defend her that much because I think she has really been making really like just questionable decisions. But we have to go back to when Jalen came in. Like, Taylor really stepped up, to her. What she saw an intentional guy. She didn't know that, Ace was writing scripts. Ace was directing all of those things. She thought that this guy really wants me. He's actually fighting for me. So I really think that we need to realize that she didn't really see, she never heard him say that he's not physically attracted to her. And, if you look like Olandria, if you have a body like that, every guy is checking for you because of your body. They don't really care what's going on up there, right? So for her, I think it's very important for her to meet someone that's like, I want to get to know you. I want to take it slow with you. So in her mind, she's like, okay, he really likes me for me, not everything else that's going on. So for her, I think she's stuck on that. He actually wanted to get to know me before he wanted to explore physically, because that's all she's probably experienced on the outside. And that's why she hasn't really gotten into relationships. But she doesn't know that he doesn't want to explore physically because he's not attracted to you. So we can't like defend Taylor because Taylor literally played in her face. He literally led her on by, starting the physical things after he was prompted and pushed by Ace. So I don't think that we can really take the blame away from Taylor. And even like when he was telling her that I want to explore, he didn't really, like, he wasn't direct enough. He doesn't even make eye contact. I think that Nick was trying to push her there. I think a lot of people were trying to push her there, but he is the guy that needed to say it. So I'm really glad that he chose Clark, and that she can actually see, like, that he's not really into her. And I am also not really over the NICOLANDRIA because they brought Ilan for her, for Sierra. And because if Olandria had gone, what was going to happen for movie night? What we were going to see? Like, so we need Ilan there. We need to have Olandria there. We need. I still have hope for it. I still have hope for it because
me too.
Yeah, and I think like if they could save Huda 2 times, they were obviously going to save Olandria 2 times. I also think that if it was Clark there or somebody, I don't think that they would have kept them on. The only reason why they even got that twist is because it was Olandria and Nick to begin with. Because
Absolutely.
I really agree with you that production is the one that's like probably running the fan accounts for this NICOLANDRIA thing. Ariana is probably one of them too.
She's definitely NICOLANDRIA, definitely.
And also one more thing, Amaya, like, I get annoyed by Amaya so much because the type of the type of annoyance that she gives to the guys is like crying, like, oh, nobody really likes me. And I don't want that for her. What I want for Amaya is her giving the guys hell. Like when she wanted to pull Taylor that day and they played that horror music, I want the guys shaking in their boots. That's the Amaya I like. When she was just like, Taylor, like, what's wrong? That's the Amaya I love, because she doesn't give the girls drama. She gives the guys drama, and that's what that's the energy I want for her. I want her to stand on business. So I love Amaya now. I'm an Amaya stan. I just need her to like keep that energy, keep that fire. I don't want her to cry over the guys. I want her to scream at them. I want her to shout at them. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think with Amaya, I think she toned it down because of the whole Ace situation. I think Ace had a lot of influence, and then when they got to Austin, he was confirming the things that Ace was saying. So I think for her, she had to like tone it down a bit. But when she started going off on Taylor, I said, Amaya's back.
Yes, and that's what I need for. I understand they did break her down, and I can't imagine what it must be like to have guy after guy tell you that, like, oh, you're a bit too much. But I need her to be like, and so what? And so what if I am too much? Like,
I like that. I like
what
that.
What you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
So I needed her to give more. I don't want to see her like grafting or trying to pull guys like Casa. Like, that's not fair. Like, she's supposed to be like the prize, she's supposed. And I hope that moving on, and like she feels more secure in the villa, and that she can, you know. And
Yeah.
I also think for Coco, that Coco leaving is fine. I hope that she gets the Rob treatment. I think it was Rob, where they bring her on as an OG for next season. So
Yeah.
Coco for season 8 OG.
I
Because
agree.
if
Somebody else
Olandra
said
left,
in the chat.
yeah, if Olandra had left, then she would not have had a chance of coming back. But Coco does have a chance of coming back. So
Yeah.
yes.
I would like to see her next season as well.
Yeah, as an OG from the
Yeah,
start.
as an OG. She's gonna, yeah, because she just had a really great spirit. She did very well with the girls, and she also did very well with America. So I think we'll see Coco back. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Definitely.
Thank you so much for joining me. So glad that we finally met. And thank you for being a loyal Star family member.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Next up, we have Spency. You have been so patient. Thank you. So, guys,
no, you're good. You're good. I'm just glad to be here.
Everybody know, because we just have a lot of people here. So I just want to give everybody about 5 minutes, and then I can bring you up and bring you back, but I just want to make sure everybody gets a chance. But you go, Spency.
Yes, I just want to say, first of all, I love you and your content and your family. You guys are all so beautiful. I cannot.
Thank you.
But I just wanted to say, first of all, I think that Clark has like that Aaliyah style makeup, like totally 90s coded, like
she
slayed. I loved her look. And then also, I think that Olandria really showed pick me, choose me this episode. And I was like, no, my girl.
He was fighting for that man to keep her.
Yes.
The kissing of the picture, I was just like, oh, this is terrible.
I was sick. Also, I want to point out, Nick did not have the same energy for Sierra as he did for Olandria. Like, he wasn't saying my queen. He didn't kiss her hands. So Nicolandria stands, we still up.
I'm a part of this. I joined late, but I'm staying here.
Exactly. I'm sticking beside it. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Chris. If you have anything else to say, come back up. And thank you so much for being
I will. Thank you. Have a good rest of your night. Bye. Love you.
Caddy, you're up next. Please let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right.
Hi. Oh my goodness. I was not ready. Hold on. I'm going to turn my camera on just to say hi, and then I'll turn it back off.
Sure.
Hi. Your skin is amazing, by the way. I love it. Thank you. But yes, let's get into it. This was messy. I just want to say though, are you happy? Remember that space you were holding for Ace and Shelly? It's finally filled. Here's
the thing.
Yeah.
I'm still, I don't know yet, because I feel like Nicolandria is just a bit more genuine for me. But if it has to come down to it, I will hold space for Shelly and Ace, but I need to see a better performance from Ace. I need for him to lock in with her and to stop performing for America.
100%. Yes. I wish he would show us his online persona instead of this persona that he's showing now. Like everything that he does on social media is so good. So good. Like it's hard to see that and then see who he is in the villa. Like it's so contradicting to me. Like I don't understand. But I was not shocked by any of the recoupling tonight. I feel bad for Maya Papaya. Love her, but sis was doing too much as usual. I think Zach has got the biggest ick from her at this point. Honestly, I don't know if you guys call his face, like his facial expressions he was making to her. I was just like, oh my gosh, Zach, please.
Oh, but anyway, Zach always looks at her like that. He's not attracted to her.
Yeah, no.
He's staying with her for the show, and it might actually work because she might win this thing.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like if they had kept Coco, which was my vote, I feel like they should have kept Coco. But I do agree with everyone else. She should come back next season as an OG girl. She is absolutely stunning. When I saw she and Shelly on the screen together, breathtaking.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely stunning. But whoever, like you said last night, whoever casted the Black girls this season, they did their big one. Gorgeous. Yep, absolutely. But I just hope Austin doesn't win this thing. That's the only hope I'm holding out. But I do not feel bad about the Alondria situation. I'm sorry, guys. I love Alondria. Face card, 100%, everything, body, yada yada. But at the end of the day, she's been giving like what, 2 lifelines now. She is not going to explore anyone else in this villa unless a bombshell comes along. Alondria will not be exploring anyone else, and she will be sent home. So I hope they do send her another option, but she is too hung up on Taylor. And to come to Taylor's defense, I do not like the man, but I will say this: he did give her a lot of hints. He can only give her so much hints, and everyone was saying that he didn't say it verbally, but we also do that as women too. Like, if we don't like a guy, we will show it in a physical way. And I think there's a double standard there. He doesn't have to say it. Everyone in the villa can see it, and I feel like her girls are not doing her a service by not telling her, if that makes sense. But
this is the thing I will say about that with the girls. I think now, after this recoupling, I think they're now going to be telling her the truth, because Jess Jonda brought it up, and she said the way that Huda was going to the girls and telling them that everything was sweet with Jeremiah, when it wasn't, Alondria was probably doing the same thing. And not necessarily saying that it wasn't sweet, but she was going back and telling them all of these great things about him. So they were all gagged when he picked Clark, because they're just like, wait a minute. Alondria is telling us that they're like almost getting married when they leave the villa. So how was he picking Clark? So now that her bubble is burst and the ladies' bubble is burst, I think they're going to be, especially Sierra, I think they're going to be knocking some sense into her head and being like, Alondria.
I hope so. She cannot take any more L's this season. She's too pretty for that. I hope so. But I'm happy that they kept Hebrew curls, because he's a cutie. He's a cutie. That is 100% Jewish curls. That man is cute. But I'm not a NiCoLANDRIA fan, guys. I can't get on the train. I'm sorry.
Girl, look at me. I'm shocked that I just got here.
I do love a good sorrel, but I love like other men of color, not white men. But like, I am rooting for Shelly, whoever she ends up with. I'm rooting for Maya, whoever she ends up with. Love that for her. Austin needs to go. TJ needs to go home. Who else is there that needs to go home? Pepe and Grayson, whatever her name is, they can leave as well.
I think they're next. Like, for me, the only people that I'm rooting for are the girls, and that is going to be Amaya, Shelly, and Alondria. Everybody else.
Absolutely. Huda needs to go home to her kid. That's what she needs to do. She needs to go home to that baby.
It's beyond time. She's
100%.
I'm fine with the show saving her as many times as they did, because they're doing it with Alondria, so I can't complain. But
yes, thank you so much for having me, Nikki. That's all I wanted to say. Love you.
Thank you for coming up. Love you too. Bye. Chantel, you're next. Chantel, you ready? Because you're up.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. I'm sorry my camera's not on, but this is a Black household, so my face is greased up and ready for bed, okay?
I understand.
So, really, the only thing that I need to say is that today was Alondria's day to go home, and we just don't want to say that. Mama needed to go, okay? We got to call a spade a spade. I feel bad for her because she missed out on so many signs. Yes, Taylor could have been honest, but baby, what he didn't say in words, them actions were speaking very loudly, okay? When he told that girl, you don't have a handshake because maybe nobody likes you. What? I was floored. So, I don't know. I can't really hear you, but with that being said, I will say this. I'm voting for Amaya. I want Amaya to win, Amaya Papaya. And New York girls stand up. That's who got my vote.
Oh, I like Amaya too. It's either Amaya, Alondria, or Shelly. Let me say this about what you said. It was Alondria's time to go. Here is the thing. I kind of agree with you a bit. I'm just like, because here's the thing. A part of me does not feel like she's going to be able to move on. I
Mm-hmm.
think she's going to be stuck on Taylor even when a new bombshell comes in. And I'm just like, you know what? Sometimes we get contestants who forget that it's a game show
Right.
and like try to make it real life and don't
Mm-hmm.
understand that they're there to play a game. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that that she finally clicks in
I
like
don't think it's gonna click, Nikki.
well,
You
this
know
is
what?
the thing. Remember Amber from Love Island UK season 5? She
Mm-hmm.
got on my nerves the same way Alondria did. She was so in love with that blockheaded guy, and I was like, he does not want you. And I will say the difference is the guy, the blockheaded guy from Love Island UK on Amber season, he told her every time. He told her every time that he did
Mm-hmm.
not want her, and she still stuck around, and then she got it. And
But
she
you
got
know what Alondria does that gets to me? She this episode specifically, I saw it. She creates these narratives and then she shares it with other people. Like you saying you had deep connections and y'all talking about pineapples. Where are the connections? Where
yeah,
is it at? You know? And then with Nick, it almost felt like she was hinting to him that this was platonic before he could even really truly confess his feelings, you know? She did the same thing this episode with Taylor when
mhm,
they sat on the couch and she was like, you know what? I understand why you like Clark because it's physical. She's telling people how to feel so that it fits her narrative. Where the truth
yeah.
is, baby, that ain't it, you know?
True.
So
She's obviously forcing it, but I hope we get a different side of her on Sunday. We'll see. I feel
we'll
like for
see.
me, if nothing changes, I'll be okay with her going because it's like the show is trying to give you this money.
She
Why
has
are you?
blocked her blessings, Nikki. She has blocked her Love Island blessings.
She continues to block her blessing, and at this point, I feel like she might self eliminate.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping that she changes her mind. But
Me too.
also, before I go, Nikki, I have to tell you this. I have been watching you since RuPaul's Drag Race reviews. I used to watch you with my ex, and let me just tell you, my ex is gone, but I'm still watching Nikki'Star. Okay?
Period. Period. No, I didn't last. I lasted.
Yeah. Well, I love this show, and y'all have a good night.
Thank you, Chantel. Thank you for being a loyal soul family member.
Bye.
Love you. Mary, are you ready? Because you're up next. Mary?
Hello?
Hey, Mary, hold on for 1 second. I want to answer this from Soso Seth. Soso Seth, I got this turban from ASOS, but it was years ago. I think it's way out of stock. But all of my sparkly turbans are normally from ASOS. Thank you. Mary, go ahead.
Hi,
Hi.
Nikki. I have been following you since Rachel and Peter on Bachelorette days. I have been following you since then. And when I tell you, sometimes I low key think about them once in a blue moon. I think
Yeah.
about when they broke up. I'm like, oh, God,
What
that was
could
the
have been?
time. What could have been, what could have been. Oh my goodness. But yes, I have been watching you for years and I just love you with your personality. And I think that you're just such a good like TV host and you recap shows in such a personable way that you make the guests wanting to engage in your in your like recaps. It's not so like it's not formal and I like that.
You are so sweet. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say that. And I don't understand because listen, I was not a Nicolandria fan. I thought people were delusional.
Me
I'm like, I
too.
don't understand the hype. I'm like, you guys sound crazy. And I'm like, they look like they're friends, but I don't see anything. But then the episode dropped and the way he was just like looking at her deep in her eyes and he just kept saying you're just so beautiful, you're the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my lifetime. Like, my lifetime, but who says stuff like that? And he would just compliment her and reassure her. And when you compare it to Taylor didn't say anything. He
Nothing.
barely speaks to her. And I'm thinking to myself, how does how does Alendra not see this? Like when you compare Nick to Taylor, they're just so stark
Mm-hmm.
differences to how she is being treated. Taylor just treats her like she's like a bug, and she's bothering him.
Like, he does not like her. And I'm like, how do you not see this man does not like you? Yes, he doesn't say it, but his body says it. His actions say it. I'm like, why aren't you picking it up?
And this is what we're able to see with very edited footage. So I'm just like, what is it
How
like?
are you not? Yeah, yeah. Because I just feel like, when someone doesn't like you, like, you can't hide it. That
Mhm.
person can't hide it when someone doesn't like you. And I'm like, and
Exactly.
Taylor's not a good actor. So I'm like, girl, how are you not picking it up that that man does not like you?
Yep. I don't.
And
Go
And
ahead.
I was gonna say, like, when they were when Nick and Alonso was like in the soul ties area and they're like talking and they were kissing, I was like, that's when I got like on the ship.
Listen,
I
I
screaming.
I feel like that them kissing is absolutely going to be shown in movie night because that kiss was hot. That was
It
not
was
a
hot.
challenge kiss.
It
That
was hot.
was hot.
Listen, the minute he kissed her, she should have folded and be like, Taylor, who? I'm all about Nick. Taylor, I think I would have folded and be like, it's okay. Taylor and I were not together. Even if she didn't fold, she should have compared, like, right, like, after they kissed,
Mhm.
something in her brain should have clicked and be like, wow, Taylor does not give me the type of affection that
Yep.
Nick does. And it's such a stark difference. And I want to, you know, um, see what Nick has to offer.
Well, you
And
know
I don't
what?
know.
I think for her, and this is why I think they kept Elon. I think for Nicholas and Alondria, it would have been bad if they came back coupled up. It just the way Sierra ran to Nicholas, like it just it had to end there so that it could, if a spark is left, it can happen naturally and not everybody, and there's nobody offended. Like there's no offense. Because if they would
Hmm.
have came in together and been like, we want to be together, there would have been offense. And I don't think they would have had a shot at being the winners if they came in like that.
Okay, yeah, I see your point. I see your point, but I just wish she would have stopped sabotaging herself.
Yeah.
Maybe she's not used, maybe, when you're used to like one certain type of guy, like that you're used to dating, it's hard for you to break that mode and go with someone else. And I think that could be it. And plus, she's also white, and maybe she's never been with a white guy, so
Yeah,
that's
I
a
get that.
different element as well. But like, like, Nick was all over her from day one. Because I'm going back and I'm watching like the clips and the edits from the first day. He's like, wow, she's so beautiful. She's so intelligent. Like, I really love, like, I want to be with her. I really like her. Like, from day one, he was speaking that into existence. And I'm just like, as someone who loves like Friends to Lovers and A Slow Burn, this was like Friends to Lovers in, like, in real life. Like, this was a slow burn. And I'm like, Alandria, girl, like, you fumbled the bag. He was
Sure
right
did.
there. He was right there. And like, he liked her so much. You could see that man, like, you could see all his gums, all his teeth when he was smiling at her. And I never saw him smile like that with anyone else.
Collapsed after he kissed her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was so happy he didn't want her to remove the makeup off his face.
Mhm.
That's how happy he was. Oh my god.
Fingers crossed. We're holding out. We're holding out.
Yes, yes. And his mama, Nick's mom, was on TikTok and she said, "Oh yes, I want them to be together. They're so cute. Like, they make a good
Girl,
vibe."
Alondra is the only girl that his mom picked for him.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, from the beginning.
Oh,
I'm like, girl, get it together. I hope, like, if they leave the show, maybe they could try again, like, like in real life,
I
outside of
honestly
the
think
villa.
that if they leave the show, that's it. I don't think they're going to try.
Oh,
Alondria, I don't think she's going to try. I think Nick will try, especially when they're doing like press stuff, because they're going to be together for weeks after the
hmm
show because they're going to be doing a lot of press and just a lot of things. It's all up to Alondria, but I just hope she has not closed herself off from everybody and everything. We'll see.
I mean, I hope so. Like, I think she just needs to be more open and be more receptive to love, but it could be scary
Yeah.
sometimes. So it looks like she closes herself off. to be with someone, and she wants to be with people who she's familiar with, and that's Taylor, who she has to run around like a puppy. Unfortunately, it's sad.
Poor
Oh
thing.
my God, poor thing. It was like I was on a high yesterday, and now I'm just like, oh,
Listen, the producers are on it. They're 10 steps ahead of us. I'm 20 at this point.
yes. I was on cloud nine. Like when they went on that date, I'm like, they look so cute together.
Going to be fired. They're going to feed our delusion again. I
Oh
promise. I promise
my
you.
God, it was good, and I love Amaya Papaya. She's so funny.
Oh, that's my
She's
girl.
so dramatic. Oh my God, she's so dramatic, and I need Taylor to be gone. Like I'm over Taylor, and like somebody needs to kick
He's
him off.
done, and he knows that. He knows.
I'm so just over them. But I feel like in general, this season, it's not like last season. I feel like this season it gives you like influencer vibe. They just they're just there for the money.
It's influencer heavy. That's why they're shaking it up the way they are, because again, these people are hyper focused that they're on TV, and they're also moving in a certain way because they've studied the game. Like they didn't get regular. They got people who have TV show aspirations. So they got to work a little differently with this cast. But I still think the cast is doing a good job, and I enjoy them. But I think the production is doing an even better job.
Yeah, they are. Because I was annoyed. I was gonna stop watching because I just didn't like it. But then they reeled me back in.
They're gonna bring you back in every time. It's a good show. But thank you so much, Mary. I appreciate
it. Thank you. I just wanted to, I was a little scared to come up and talk.
I love it. Thank you for coming up, and thank you for writing with
me. Thank you.
Rachel. I appreciate it. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Obviously me, it's your turn. But I just want to say this real quick before I bring up obviously me. I don't have an issue with Taylor finding his new coupling or whatever he has with Clark. I like it. I actually feel like I'm going to enjoy Taylor more. I feel like now I can like him and get on his journey because I like who he is with Clark, because he really, really likes her. I just did not like him with Alondria because, yes, Alondria is delusional, but he also was not being straight with her. Yes, he was showing her and, in some ways telling her, you got to be direct with Alondria. Let her know this ain't it. I hope she gets it, because now if she's still trying to get with him after he did not choose her, that is on her. But I just want to say I'm happy that he got Clark. I was screaming pick Clark so that Alondria can be free and he can explore and be who he wants to be with. Let's bring up, obviously, me, the president of NICOLANDRIA HIVE. How you doing?
Pretty good. I'll say this. Weirdly enough, I have been NICOLANDRIA HIVE since day 0.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all how. When those cast pictures dropped, I said, "Oh,
you see something?
They will look good together." I'm just saying. But it's funny that you brought up.
Hold on, you see in the cast photo how Alondria is backing it up on Nick?
Yeah. Oh, and I looked them up, and it said Jacksonville though. So
there it is.
Anyway, it's funny that you said the sponsorships, or they're getting money. So I don't know if you've seen it, but the NFL is posting them. People like Staples are replying to them. Like, they're getting a lot of, like, Empire State Building is like posting, Peacock is posting edits. Like, it's actually wild. Jalen himself is supporting them. I want y'all to know that. Yes, Jalen himself is shipping them. I cannot stress how like big that is. All the Jalenators in the comment section, even he's for it.
Wow. Listen,
which
they
is
all see something, but I think it's Alondria. Alondria is holding that back. But I'm glad that she held it back for this moment, just because it wouldn't have worked well for her if she walked in, booed up with Nick, and Sierra was feeling the way that she's feeling. So I would like to,
right.
like, if Sierra and Nick fizzle out, then I would like for them to explore it. If they're still very strong, or Sierra still has strong feelings, I don't think it will look good for Alondria to still try to explore that.
Right. And I think there is an issue in general, especially when it came to Zach and Alondra. People want a perfect story.
Yeah.
People were nitpicking Zach. Oh, he didn't go to Alondra first though.
Mm-hmm.
He still chose a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he still, you know what
But
I
he's
mean? Like,
also trying to stay on the show, and he chose somebody who chose him. Alondria, when Zach is talking to Alondria, she's talking about Taylor. She wouldn't even kiss him because of Taylor. What was Zach
and
supposed
that's
to
my
do?
thing.
What
I
was he supposed to
know, and
do?
and people want this kind of like perfect story with NicKiLandria, and I'm like, look, this is not Love Island Games. Jack and Justine, they pick each other from, or really they didn't actually pick each other. Actually, they got like they were the leftovers actually, and they were together from like day one. That's not a relationship. Jack and Justine are also an anomaly. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Also, can we switch up the plot? Can we have a slow burn? Can we have something like y'all? You also have to account for what makes good TV. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest. If he would have said it, if we would have had all this day one, would it most likely have like actually they would still be together? I could believe that.
Yeah.
But like what fun is that? Like what is what keeps us tuning in? The fact that we had this high and then now we dropped and it's like,
Yeah.
wow, how do
It's
we get here?
it's still a show. We have to be entertained. And they have a lot of footage to cut up and edit and put in other places to get a reaction out of us. So, they're not going to give us
You
everything.
know,
They're going to give us
it's
enough.
perfect
What's coming
that
back?
you say about editing because did anyone peep how they said something like, "Oh, I'm gonna like Alondra said I'm gonna miss calling you Nikki Poo," and I was like, when did this nickname pop up? Did they edit that out?
No,
How-
here's the thing. Remember, Alondria that was her nickname for him. We didn't know that she had a nickname for him until
Yes.
they kissed. And the
Oh,
nickname, everybody knows about that nickname because Ace
yes.
looked at Nick and was like, "Oh, Nikki Poo, you're in trouble."
And now everyone's saying it.
Yeah, they cut out so much.
Okay. But also like I understand that some people their criticism is um that Nick and Alandria aren't beyond physical.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone else connect the fact? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Um, did anyone else connect the fact that both Alondra and Nick, in their own right, want kids? They could connect on that already.
Yeah,
I'm setting. I'm in.
you put it together. Put it
I'm
together.
like, hold on. If we're gonna take this outside of the physical and into mature conversation, because that's something that Nick said he wanted to do, is the idea of Ola being so hard on I want kids and Nick being one of the few men in the villa to even broach the subject of kids and wanting them. Is that not something that they could bond over? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, you know,
Oh Lord, you're freezing.
I
Oh,
have some
we're back.
notes in
We're
here
back. You
that say,
froze for a second, just to let you know.
oh, my bad. I have some notes that say like, remember when I don't know, online people were like, oh, like Nick is head ace minion. I don't know, y'all. After this episode, I think that the best thing about him getting with Alondra is that he no longer has these love goggles on.
Yeah.
He is going against what Ace wants, and I'm not gonna lie, that might end up jeopardizing how safe he is on this show, because you know how safe you are if you're close, your proximity to Ace.
Yeah.
And that does kind of have me worried, because if Nick and Laundry get together, this whole Ace and Shelly thing, people are only falling back on them now. People left alone a while ago. I won't lie.
When it was NiCoLandria, everybody was just like, the decision is made.
Yeah, give them the 100K
today.
It's over with. So it's like, you know, I hate to say Love Island Games, which I wish Coco is going to be on the next season of Love Island Games, please.
Love Island Games is going to be it. I think it's going to be a very hot show. I think it would be smart for them to already have that cast ready to go.
And that's my thing is, you know, if we're, you know, I always bring it back to Love Island Games. Like, Jack and Justine were constantly targeted because they were the strongest. So if we're going to get Nick and Landry together, we also have to keep in mind they've got a huge target on their back, y'all. Like, there can be no more. And you know what? I felt this way today. I will admit. I hope that Taylor would pick Clark, because I was like, freer.
I wanted her to be free, and I wanted him to be free. Taylor, because even when Landria came into the room where they were all getting ready for bed, he was making out with Clark. He saw Landria and he stopped. I want him to let him enjoy his experience and let her find somebody else and be free. I wanted them both free. It was a terrible connection. It needed to die. I hope it's dead.
I feel that way about Nick and Sierra.
Oh, really? See, I'm conflicted. Like, if Sierra pulls away from Nick and goes and bees with Alon, I'm fine with NiCoLandria happening. But I feel like things got complicated when she slept with him.
Yes, and that's my thing is, like, with Nick and I used to go hard for them, but at some point I was like, I started to really think about, were they ever that strong, if this is, you know, something that's ultimately, at least in my opinion, going to come between them. But my thing is, like, Nick, to go from, like, I think Nick is feeling what we're feeling, where we went from so high to so low. His energy, there's no longer a fire. I have never seen that man more dead. I actually felt bad for him.
Well,
the way that when
he came alive with Alondria, because he was exploring. This is going to be difficult for this cast because they didn't explore in the beginning. Now, after Casa, they're exploring. It's normal. Well, we're used to people exploring, then locking in for Casa, then having a little fallout, and, you know, maybe going to different partners, but still locking in. Now they open, they go to Casa, they lock in. Now they're exploring. It's all backwards and jumbled.
You know what's crazy though? I really like the scene. Now that you say that, I really like the scene where Shelly went, "Oh, Huda, you want to explore? Go ahead, choose Chris." Why is that not like the OG? I don't know. I hate to compare it to last season, but last season, like there was way more between the OGs. There were way more exploring, and I'm like, the way that interaction happens seamlessly. First of all, early Huda could never. I'm just gonna.
She's learned. She's learned.
But why is that like? That should be more like, that shouldn't be so difficult. Like, and I think, like you said, like, you know, Nick and Sierra, you know, sleeping together, you know, that definitely complicated things. Last thing I want to say is, man, you know, I was like, at first my reaction was to this episode, I can't believe that Love Island USA ended on episode 21. Wow, y'all, that was a good show. We did good. You know, but
stick with us. We're gonna ride it out to the end. Let's see.
And you know what? I see the vision now. I see it now, the way that the producers are like, you have to have your highest of highs and your lowest of lows. I get that. But the way that Olandria, before Nick even broached the subject of being platonic, brought up being platonic, I felt like she broke up with me.
Oh, give her a chance. She was still locked in on Taylor. Give her a chance. But obviously, me, I won't have to let you go because Joey is waiting. If you have any more thoughts, please do come back up. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for being a loyal stalker. Remember, I love you. Joey, are you ready? Hit the stage.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Joey.
I shit all over the walls.
What? Lord. See, that's why I say I gotta show y'all face.
Resend me the link. What? Resend me the link.
All right. Lord. I knew we were gonna have one of those, but I felt like I saw Joey before. But see, this is why y'all gotta show y'all face. This is why y'all gotta show y'all face, child. But thank you, Joey. That was fun. Unique Hunter said, "Oh, Mom, I'll share. I'm sharing the link again, Mom." And Joey, listen, if you're gonna do stuff like that, you gotta be ready. Like you gotta be. I didn't even hear you. Unique said, "I'm telling y'all, Elon curls his hair with some mousse and peach. That perm rods. I think it's perm rods. I think it's perm rods. That's how my curls look when my stylist use them. Yeah, I think it's perm rods. I think it's perm rods as well because I was thinking pin curls, but the way they're so bouncy, I think it's perm rods. I think it's perm rods too. Thank you, Unique. Cameron said, "I want for Alondria to couple up with Chris next week or send her a mail bombshell that will shake this villa up. Only if she'll take it. Only if she'll take it." Hey, Mama, welcome back.
Welcome back. Thank you for having me back. Let me just say this.
Okay.
You know, I've listened to everybody, but I think we're being just a little bit hard on Alandria because, you know, she is the kind of girl, she's a country girl. So she was into one guy. You know what I mean? Like she was not trying to spread it all over like I probably would have. But you know, I just think that she was, you know, trying to ride it out. And I do think that we're forgetting again that she kept this dude on the show. And for him to mistreat her like that, I don't like that. And I believe that Nick, because Nick was part of, you know, they became friends trying to keep him on the show too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Nick don't like, I don't think that he likes or he is going to like how Taylor is moving now. Because he's starting to, you know, he just got this new girl and he just is a new person.
Yeah.
And it's okay that he don't want her or whatever, but I'm glad that she's able to see him. I don't want her to pursue him no more either. But again, she did not have nobody to go to deal with.
But this is the entire cast. They were not open. They were not exploring, and I think again
there was nothing to explore though. Really,
I also think they weren't exploring because of the Huda and Jeremiah situation. I think the Huda and Jeremiah situation just made it so that villa's so toxic. Nobody felt comfortable exploring. Huda is putting hickeys on Jeremiah. Like, so who's going to pull him? Like, they just really made the experience hard for the rest of the cast.
Well, I do believe that at the coupling, there was a little awkwardness because remember Shelley and Austin was together and he was trying to latch on to anybody just to stay.
Yeah.
I don't believe that he liked Shelley. I don't believe that he liked, Amaya. He was trying to hook up with someone. I knew when they asked him about Jalen, he was going to stay with her because he felt like that was a match for him. And I don't want to get into races, but I just felt, our race, but I just feel like he felt a better connection with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
So Shelly and Alondria, they did not have no pick of the litter. Who'd have went in for Jeremiah right off the bat, but Jeremiah was he was off limits from day one. So there wasn't a lot to pick from. So they got into these little cliques of things with these people, and they just kept it like that. I believe, because see, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about Alondria, but when her and Nick was together, there was a different Alondria that showed up. Because first I thought she was going to get on top of him. Because I sure would have.
But she was thinking about Sierra, so she just deaded it.
Yeah, she was, but not in that moment. Because when they was laying and she was like, well, and they did that kiss. Now, maybe afterwards, but right in the moment, she could do a little Nick. Because remember when they sat down at the table, she said, well, they want us to get together. And Nick was for it.
Yeah.
But she was a little apprehensive because she's a woman with value. She said she figured that him and Sierra was together. She ain't no cutthroat. Where she'd just say, listen, honey, he mine tonight. She's not like that. She's very respectful, and I love that about her.
She is.
So, she's a little delusional with Taylor because she felt like, because they put all that together. Ace made sure that all of them stayed together.
Ace put all them couples together.
Yes. So she was trying to stay with, the crew. Whatever was put together, we winning this thing. So I don't
I agree, Mom. I agree.
I don't fault her for feeling that way, but I want her from this day forward to come out with guns blazing. Forget that sucker. Forget about him. Let him go. Let them vote him off because I believe they will vote him off because he went against the team. And now
I'm telling you, the way everybody was shocked, I was like,
yes,
Taylor.
Ace and Nick was like, what? But listen to this. Nick made sure he let Taylor know about Alondria too.
And he also let Clark know. Taylor gonna change his mind in 3 days.
Okay.
But Mom, stay up here. I'm gonna keep you up here. I'm gonna bring Megan up. Megan, you ready?
Oh my God, you just keep on throwing me to the dogs. Like,
I'm leaving you up here. Hey, Megan.
Okay.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Hi, Megan.
Or Mama Star, I'm sorry.
Hi, my love.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, my love? What's going on?
I'm good.
That's good.
So, yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about this. The season is not given like season 6.
Yeah, well,
it's not. It's not.
Season 6 was it. Season 6 was it.
Season 6 was an anomaly, and I'm not in TV production, but I do music production, so I kind of understand.
You better give us your credits. Okay.
So I kind of understand a little bit the ins and outs of audio and picking up certain things, and the way this cast is moving, I'm just like, y'all are not playing the game correctly at all. And Ola, I love her, but it's time for her to go. How many chances is she gonna get? Because she's not listening.
Yeah.
I'm like, do Taylor and Clark have to literally stand in front of her, make out for an hour for her to get it? Like, it's not clicking with her, and she keeps saying, my man, my man, my man. And I'm like, you better tell him that,
Yeah.
because he's not moving like that. So,
Mhm.
um, Clark, Clark is Clark.
Yes.
Clark is Clark. She's not horrible, but she needs to fix her attitude because it's like,
Yeah.
girl, you just got here.
You just got here with that attitude, that steak attitude.
Mom.
And these women have been together since day one. Even, was it 3, 4 weeks? They've been together 24/7. So they've created a huge bond. Um, I can't get with the little gremlin and Shelly. She is she's getting on my you know what? Shelly is a lead who has been relegated to a background singer.
Oh no. With Ace? With the gremlin?
Yes. Just in general.
Yeah.
Because day one, we saw her and Ola walking in together. I said, oh, it's just Serena and Janae all over again. And then you get Huda before we knew she was Huda, and I'll leave it at that.
Mhm.
And we were like, oh, we're going to get PPG. And then we're like, well, maybe not Huda, but Bella. Okay, we're going to get PPG. And it's like, no, we get P, and that's it.
Yeah.
So um, Shelly, she's kind of gotten airtime, but not really.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, what has happened to you? Do you realize Ace has cut your airtime down? Because people want to see him gone. And he's tried to produce the show, just like you said. I've seen it clearly. I'm like, oh, the producer said, you can produce a show. You're not going to produce this one.
Yeah. That's what's happening. Exactly.
So, yeah. So, that's why everything seems so chaotic because I honestly think, and I could be wrong, I honestly think that the producers are producing on the fly
Yeah.
because nothing makes sense. You compare it to last season and you see things and you're like, well, wait, this doesn't, wait a minute, and this doesn't, and what? Huh? So they're producing on the fly because this cast wants to produce their own show.
Yep.
And the producers are like, no, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Not on my watch.
Okay.
The whole Megan the Stallion bit, I believe it was planned. I don't believe it was planned when it came.
Oh, I agree with that. I think they brought in Megan the Stallion and
Mhm,
allow Megan to give them an off episode so that they
mhm,
can go back to the drawing board and
mhm,
figure out some stuff to get
mhm.
this cast to actually work.
Right, right. And then tonight you have Ola, my man, girl, he's kissing Clark right in front of you. And the producers, I know their hands are all over their heads. If I could demonstrate with my other hand, I would, but I can't. I'm a little compromised right now. Um, so I know they're just like, Ola, we're trying to give you this 100K and brand deals, and you're not getting it. I mean, I saw so many edits of Nicolandria um TikTok or TikTok,
Mhm.
the mint company was even in their
Oh,
comments.
really?
Yes, TikTok and the Cleveland Browns and the Green Bay Packers, a bunch of NFL teams were in their comments. I saw videos of people with they were at bars and everything, and when the kiss came, they just erupted like it was the Super Bowl
Mhm.
or like a NFL playoff game. And I'm just like, wow, if y'all knew, you would try to get the money. But my favorite girl, and I keep bringing her up, but there's a point, was Bella. And
Mhm.
even though people were like, well, she was on the wrong show, I said, no, she wasn't. Had she gone with Taylor in the first place,
Mhm.
because that was her speed and that was Taylor's speed. Taylor wouldn't be the villain that he is now had he gone with Bella from the beginning,
Yeah.
because people, I think, would have gravitated towards them and they could have been, you know, possibly winning the money.
Mhm.
But I'm a vote for Amaya. Shelly, she's disappointed me. Ola has 20 chances as a cat, like a cat. So I do Coco. I wish she had stayed.
I like
I
Coco.
I think she should have been an OG, or I hope she's brought back as an OG next year
I
because
agree.
she has screen presence.
She does.
Just in the little. amount of time we saw. She has screen presence, and I would love to see. This is who I think is going to be on Love Island Games based on popularity. Jeremiah.
Oh, absolutely. He's probably filming it right now.
Yeah, I think Bella, because there was a petition for her
Yeah.
to be, and I think that's more of her speed because it's not Love Island. It's more of a game, it's competition. Who else? Possibly Charlie, maybe Hannah. I think they could grab Coco. I think they could grab Coco for Love Island
Like, here's
Games.
the thing: they're gonna have to pull people from other. Like, I know everybody wants this same cast, but I think we can probably get about 5 or 6 people from this season, and the rest is just gonna have to come from other shows.
Right. But I think the cast-offs that upsetted the people when they got eliminated, I think you'll see a lot of them on Love Island Games, or you'll see them back next season in some way, shape, or form. But this cast frustrates me and makes me want to
They
just give
frustrate
up.
production. Production is like, I'm telling you, you called it. They brought in Megan Thee Stallion because they needed a free episode. They needed some days to figure out how they're going to get this cast to start acting like talent and not production.
Right.
And I think it worked for a minute, but we will see. Miss Brown Sugar, don't get tired. I'm about to bring you up. Megan, thank you so much. And thank you for being a loyal Star family.
Love you too. Thank
appreciate
you.
all the love that you have given me over the
You're
years.
welcome. Have a wonderful night.
You too. Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Miss Brown Sugar, it's your time. Val, you're up next.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Miss Brown Sugar.
Hey, how are y'all? Let me see. I might try to do. I'll do my camera for like a half a second.
Hi, my love.
Let me tell y'all. I just knew I was gonna have time to chit chat because I just got home from work. I help out with caregiving with my grandfather. Why are my mama and my grandfather just sitting in the living room like they were waiting on me? It is 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm on the East Coast. I just knew I was going to have a good old kiki.
You got some time.
I was like,
you're always welcome to come back.
And the moment I walked in the door, my granddad started calling. I was just like, but why are you awake though?
Right.
So I just wanted to like mostly say, hey, wave my hand and say, hey y'all. I'm gonna be quick. I do agree. I agree with everybody. Like, yes. Olandria, she couldn't get together, but as we've already said, she's a Black girl. She's a Southern girl. I don't know for certain, but I feel it in my soul. She's a church girl. Yeah. She's a Tuskegee made girl. This girl has been told to be proper and perfect her entire life. She's the oldest of oldest daughter.
Yeah.
She just had not had enough time to church girls to act loose. And don't she know she's not gonna hurt nobody. She just has not had the time yet to break out and understand it. So she's gonna be amazing.
Out them bathing suits though, honey.
I mean, that's right.
She got the tatas and the black
and she knows how to use it. But I feel like she just as far as the for real flirting, putting in the game, that's just not in her. And if they had a different cast, I think that maybe they could have encouraged it. But the entire cast was actually kind of weak in that way. And I do think a lot of it was Huda and Jeremiah, but I don't think all of it. Because Ace very clearly had a plan, from the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Down to the choosing Amaya when he knew he didn't like her. And I think he had even said something at some point to Shelly, oh, I just think ours is going to be a longer story. And I was just like, but it didn't have to be because he could have just chose her. So that's how he's just playing around. This cast, I think that they really did feel like they needed to cosplay what they saw from last season and not understanding that last season was actually just a dynamic group of people who acted a fool because they were being themselves. And that was the fun of it. I think that I was just realizing yesterday that they really have not sent them on enough dates. At least on UK.
We've only had one date, I think, right? With Jeremiah and Huda.
Exactly, Jeremiah and Huda. And then the one group date.
Yeah, the group date. That's it.
But I was going to say, on UK, usually anytime they send in a bombshell, the bombshell also has the chance to take like one or two people on
Yes.
like mini dates. Or sometimes they'll do it where like they have the whole villa, well, like each person with their partner will like do like a nice meal or something, so that everybody is doing a thing. Like so people have a chance to mix and mingle, so people can like see how other people peak game. The other thing I was thinking is like Taylor obviously is young and immature, but also like he didn't really have to work hard because nobody was working hard.
Yeah.
Like nobody in the whole villa was really, really putting on the press.
Right.
So I think that's a lot of what it is. I am I'm gonna stick by the season, even though it's been slow. And I'm a big fan. I've been watching Love Island like all the, like for UK for years.
Mhm.
US, I tried to hold in
Yeah.
for those
US
like
just started getting good. Like they
I
will have
know,
some
and I
seasons
tried to
in it, but they
I
getting
know,
it
and
together now.
they're getting it together now. They're getting it together. I'm gonna hold it together. I had a feeling that the NicoLandria was wasn't gonna work because of all the reasons you said. Like it's too late in the season. Alandra is way too loyal. She would
Yeah.
have never wanted to hurt Sierra, especially knowing the things that already gone down with Nick. And honestly, like, I just want her to have her fun. I would have been nervous if she was like banking on Nick because
Yeah.
he just likes to mix and mingle, which he should.
Yeah.
But if she was banking on that the same way she banked on Taylor, she would have been in the same situation, like a little bit. My hope for them is that I wrote this in the chat. Like, they probably weren't going to get together, like for real on the show. Let them just a
But
few
they
months
gonna
later.
blow all your mind. They gonna blow all of
What?
your mind.
Well,
What?
maybe so. But if not, I just want her to have a good old time. A few months later, they can have a magical weekend all by themselves. I don't gotta know.
Alondra could
I
win
just want
this.
her to get it.
Whoever comes into this that she links up with, they're winning.
Yes, I think that's exactly right.
Alondria
As long as
and Nick, they showed it to us when they sent that G Wagon with her in it to get him.
they haven't come
Nobody
to
else,
peace.
no one else had that kind. Jeremiah didn't even get.
Exactly. They
You know
didn't
what
save
I mean?
him.
They did
They
mention
didn't
his name though. It would be something if he was the waiter,
and tricked
but
us because
Jeremiah
for a
didn't get
second there,
brought
I was like,
back.
oh, is he?
Yes, I was hoping that he was the
Me
waiter,
too. Me
but
too.
I
they
was
brought
too.
them two back. So look for it.
No, I will be happy if I see it. I
Me
just
too.
don't
Me
know if I will
too.
see it.
I
I
want
just
to bring his mother and his sister on this show.
I would love that too.
If they are together, if they are together towards the end, that's when the family like visits, on the screen will come,
Hmm.
and then that's when
Oh,
Mama she'll get the cut up.
don't give me hope. Don't give me
Yeah,
hope.
that would be fun. But I just don't see. I don't. I think that like Sierra would have to have gone home somehow before
Yeah.
Alondra would do it. She's just not gonna do it. She's not gonna do it. I want them to have a hot steamy weekend off
Well, you
scene,
know what? You
whatever.
never
Maybe right after they leave.
know. You never know.
I'll be happy for them. I'm not expecting it, but I'll be happy for them. Okay, I won't stay long because now I really could not. But let me tell y'all, I really was like, oh, this is perfect. It should be quiet. I walk in, open the door, they in there watching some movie. He's like,
Both of them
calling my
waiting
name.
for you.
And literally just got
Hello.
off from work. What in the what?
Hello. Hello. How you doing?
Exactly. All right, y'all. I'm so glad I got a chance to talk and see y'all.
Oh,
Nikki, you are always my favorite. Mama Star, you crack me up. I'll be with you.
I
I'll be
love
defending
you.
you. When
Bingo.
Nikki
Bingo.
tries to keep you. She just wants to stay monetized. That's all.
Oh.
I'm
That's all.
crying.
That's Nikki in real life. It's not just on here. That's Nikki in real life. Oh,
I love it, man. I love it. I love it. Okay, all right, y'all. Bye
All right.
bye.
love
Thank you so
you.
much.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye. Val, I want to bring you up, but I think you need to turn your camera on. Yeah. Oh, yes, Val, come on up. Thank you. You can turn it off if you no longer want to do it, but we had a little incident. Turn your mic on.
I said I was there for the incident, so I understand.
Hi, Val.
Hi. I just wanted to say thank you so much for doing this whole thing. I know like a couple days ago you mentioned, oh, I don't know if I can keep up like after every episode, but personally, I need you. So like I
Oh,
hope you
thank
keep
you.
going to the end of the season. Um And I'm a newcomer. I found you. I think one of the first episodes were like really juicy, and then like nobody around me. I'm like trying to convince them to like watch the show. Nobody's watching it, so like I jumped on YouTube and then found you. So thank you so
Thank
much. I
you.
appreciate it.
You're so sweet.
Um, so I'm new to like the Nick Alindria thing. I
Same.
didn't believe it. I never saw anything to make me think that it could be something. But yesterday was it yesterday? Yeah, Wednesday. Yesterday was literally the hottest like hour of television that I've experienced in a long, long time. And I watch a lot of reality TV. I watch a lot of love shows. It was electric. So like I don't understand how now I'm like a believer because I don't understand how they go from like being so into each other to like letting it go. I think that Nick is so respectful of Alindria that when he realized that she wasn't ready, he was okay with giving her that out. But I don't think that he can go from like being like, oh my god, you're the most beautiful girl. And like, by the way, can I just say, when in reality TV do we ever find a guy talking like that about a black woman? Like I've never seen it. And I'm not always for the swirl, but I'm like, this is amazing. Like this is like
Yeah.
so inspiring. It's like it's so hot, like it was amazing. So I do think that like it's good that they kept Elon, it's his name, I think,
Yeah.
because I think then when Sierra finds out about like that whole kiss with Alondria, I think then she has a way to like go to somebody else, and then there's a chance for Nick and Alondria to go back together. But I don't know how anybody sees that kiss in like the movie night and think that they're
It's
just
going
friends.
to break the villa.
Yeah,
Especially,
Y'all think they're gonna bring that kiss up?
yes, they
they
are.
have to.
They have to.
They have to.
And Nick and Alondria, I hope they tell Sierra about this kiss before movie night.
Yeah. And then if they show the date, like at the end of the date when they're like, oh, what about the option? And then Nick was like, hey, can I like don't go? Like basically like let me confess that I'm really interested in you. Plus that kiss. I mean, I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
holding out. I'm holding
Then
out.
that's when the game is on. That come on. Oh my gosh, I am going to be screaming when they come to movie night. When is movie night?
We don't know. Well,
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
movie night in the Twitter challenge. Movie night, they show you scenes that the Islanders have not seen of each other. So it's always like private conversations, private, intimate moments that none of them have seen. And it always causes such great confusion. And then we have the Twitter challenge. The Twitter challenge is where we can give our opinion by way of Twitter to the villa. So that's when they find out like everything that we have been saying about them while watching the show. So
I
those
have to get Twitter for that night.
yes. So I am interested in those two challenges because they are playing this game and they think they know what they're doing. They think they have it locked in. And I'm just like, no, y'all need to know what's really going down. And I feel like if anybody is going to be in trouble throughout all of this, it's going to be Ace. They're going to show Ace playing the game. It's going to be nasty. And that kiss.
What kiss?
The kiss between Nick and Alondria. If they don't tell Sierra, I don't think that's going to go over well.
No. And I'm also thinking about Parents' Day, like the day where the family, because if Nick's mom comes, because they're like, it looks like they're moving everything so like before it's time just because to get the cast to be a little bit more authentic. So I think like if they were to do like Parents and Family Day, like soonish, and Nick's mom was to tell him like, I need you to be with Alendria, I do not think that he's gonna ignore that, and I don't think that he's gonna be like, "Oh, but I love Sierra." Like he never looks at Sierra the way that he looked at Alendria yesterday.
Nick and Alondria have great chemistry. This is the thing. I hope, like, I don't know if Alondria is going to make it that far, but if Nick's mom comes and she is all about Alondria on Family Day, That's going to be weird. That is going to be weird.
No, that's going to be great. That's going to be throwing salt into the game.
Because she will absolutely change his mind. Because a man's mama, she will absolutely change that boy's
and
mind.
that's what he needs. But he just need a little bit to push him over because he got a thing for her. Go all the way back to the beginning. He has a thing for Alondria.
He been
I
wanting
don't
her
know if that's a
badly.
fantasy girl or whatever, but he has a thing for her.
But
But I
even
don't
tonight,
think
he tried to save her. Like he was and he was
right,
very clear. Like he was like,
right.
Alendria, like I don't care
Yeah,
about anybody
Alondria is
else.
not going nowhere.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
The show
I
is
don't
going
know
to
what
continue to
happened
save
when them
her.
two was in the car, when they was in the villa. I've seen the kiss, but he got a thing for her.
Yep.
And I
So
think she's just getting introduced to a little bit of milk. You know what I mean?
yes.
I don't think she had too many encounters with milk. So
Yeah.
it's like that's
That's
her
a lot.
holdback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that ain't a lot, but that's
No,
probably her
I'm just saying
holdback.
if that's not something that she does, if she doesn't normally date outside, to start dating outside of your culture on national TV, that's a lot.
Yeah. It's
Well,
a
she
lot to
kissing.
process.
Okay, she kissing and backing it up on national TV. Now, come on now.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Now,
Because
come
it's
on now.
electric and
Now,
it's
you got
good.
to be true to it if you're true to it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And she
But
giving
Nikki,
him a
I
little
think that
play
point
here and there, but she's trying to be respectful.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right. Go
But
ahead,
she put them clappers on him.
Mom. Go ahead, Val.
No, I was just gonna say, I think your point about her processing it, I think
Mhm.
it's a huge one. Like I
Yeah.
know a lot of people didn't like the fact that they came back to the villa and wanted them to be in the hideaway, but
Mhm.
I don't think Alendria would have like kissed him outside of the challenge if she didn't see Clark and Taylor. So I
Yeah.
think like the producers knew that she had to see it, she had to be in the villa in order for
Yeah.
her to open up and even
Okay,
be
I'm for
yeah,
that.
and even consider the chance of her and Nick. But I
Mhm.
do relate on you saying that like the milk is a process because I do
Mhm.
remember like for me when I was in college and there was like a milk situation and I ran out of the room. It was like a party and like we were like having fun and then when I realized it was like a milk situation, I ran out of the party because I was like, this is too much for me to
It's too much. You gotta process it at first. Yeah, you gotta take a minute.
yeah, it takes a while. It takes a while.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
Understandable. But thank you so much, Val. I
Thank you.
appreciate your opinion and thank you for being a part of the Star family.
You gotta try some milk here and there. Like you can't, just shut it down unless you try milk because when you put chocolate in milk, it comes to be milk chocolate.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you, Mom.
so
Thank
Well,
you,
you
I'm a
Mom.
gotta
married
try a
woman
little
to a
bit of
black
milk
man and I'm happy.
sometimes.
Yes, yes, Black Love all day. Thank you,
I
Mom.
love the black love. I ain't hating.
Thank you,
But when you
Val.
put chocolate in
Bye.
some milk,
Oh God, Mom.
you get milk chocolate.
Okay. Lord, let me get a couple more comments and then I'm gonna let y'all get out of here. Mara B said Orlando ruined her face with Nick because she didn't even give it a chance. I'm not for the overhype with Orlando. She should have went home. Child, people sick of her. Alexis said, yes, Sierra fans sent a lot of hate to Alondra after yesterday's episode. Both Taylor and Sierra have to be out of their way if they have any hope for Nick Alondria to restart. I agree.
And production is going to make it happen.
Listen, they want to
Because
give
they
Alondra this
messy.
money.
They're messy.
They want to give her this money. Ketty said, at this point, we know that Zach's type is. And if Coco had stayed, he would have absolutely went with Coco if she had stayed. And they wanted her to stay. So she made a great impression on the cast.
Yeah.
Devonta said, you're not wrong, but we need to understand this is a trigger a lot of people. So I'm giving her grace because she is human.
Yeah.
Speaking about, is it Vanna? Because I know there were some things going on with Vanna in the comments, but thank you for the Star family because y'all got that together right away. Peyton said, how soon do y'all think Sierra will find out about the kiss? If they do not tell her on next episode, I think the next episode is going to be movie night. and the show was going to make her find out.
Child, the show was messy.
The show was messy. Megan said production was trying to wake my good sis up, and she refused at every turn. She sure did. She sure did. We're trying to help.
I'm still against that, because if she would have been open and just did everybody, y'all would have called her around the way, girl.
Well, that's the game. You got to explore. So everybody was supposed to explore. Everybody came in locked in.
Yes. They started out locked in.
And so now they're trying to open after Casa.
But it was hard for all of them.
Well, they couldn't. Well, this is the thing. Everybody had to stay with their partner because of Huda and Jeremiah.
Right.
Huda and Jeremiah, their relationship was so toxic, everybody was afraid to move. So one of them had to go. We were just shocked that production got rid of Jeremiah and not Huda, who was the aggressor. It was very clear that it happened. Well, not production, the guys. I think that vote,
because you know what,
was set up for Huda.
She hasn't had a match since.
She hasn't.
And this guy that she's trying to match up with, I don't know.
We will see. Well, he seems like he like it. Abina said Jeremiah. Oh, so sorry. Abina said Jeremiah got his phone back. He made a TikTok thanking everyone. Yeah, he's not coming back. Jeremiah's out. Jeremiah is out. We'll see him in Love Island games.
Oh, we will. I've never seen Love Island before or Love Island games, so I am so excited.
I like Love Island. Love Island games is even more fun. Okay. It's even more fun.
Okay.
This person said that the milk took me out.
Okay.
Pepe said, I'm with Mama Star. Milk plus chocolate equal chocolate milk. It can be fun if it's the right one.
Wow. And Nick is a good face card. He a sexy little something.
Black Fairy said, I would rather her explore than just settling with Taylor. I agree.
Yeah, I'm done with her and Taylor. She better not go back to no
Taylor. I think this woke her up. I think
so too.
Fingers crossed. Devonda said, Mama right. They judge these Black women harshly, even Black women. I'm glad Amaya stood up and we all want to cuss these men out. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
She said, Taylor.
Yeah, it's just like
somebody get Amaya.
Alondria and Amaya have done nothing close to what Huda has done, and she's still there. Okay. So let them both stay as well.
That's right. That's right.
Busy said, Boosie. Boosie said, actually, now that I think about it, production wanted Alondria to choose Taylor because if that didn't happen, Casa recoupling would have been uneventful. Very true. NicKiNicoleStar is still in game through them. I want it. JK
I'm
said,
for it too.
I know Jeremiah is blown away seeing NicKiNicoleStar. I know he's gagged. Because nobody explored. I hope next season the cast explores because that makes the game. Anyway, Star Family, we have got to get out of here. We have been here for almost 3 hours. Give me about 10 minutes and I will put the timestamps in the description box. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me again. Friday shows will always be a call-in show, but because of our incident today, Lord, the kids found my live. You guys.
What was the incident?
We'll talk about it, Mama.
Okay.
You guys just have to talk on you guys have to put your camera on if you want to come up. But I thank you all who did come up, and I thank you all who chatted in the comment section. Hold on, Mom. I want to get these last super chats.
And I got to say something before we hang up.
Okay. Wait a minute. Catherine, I don't know if I got this from Catherine, but I'm going to do it. Thank you, Catherine. No, I did get that from Catherine. Tammy Talks. I love these nightly lives. We love you, Tammy. Thank you for being here. Eva said, hey, Nikki. Hey, Mama Star. Hey, Nikki. Thank you, Eva. Eva said, hey, Nikki. Mama Star made a good point. Ola made Taylor popular, a.k.a. Can't Buy Me Love. Love don't cost a thing. I agree. LOL. Nick and Ola got to spin the block. We're waiting for it. We're waiting for it. Her Royal Freshness said, just sending this to show support to your platform. I love you and the beautiful, hilarious Star family. Thank you so much for being a part of the Star family.
Thank you, my love.
Last one is Potato. Potato said, dang, I want a question for this panel. Do you think these people would benefit from just having a little bit more time? I think so. I think they would benefit from having a little bit more time in Casa. I think they would have all been. Oh, wait, let me give you this. I think they would have benefited from going on more dates. I think a lot of this was rushed because they did not have the experience of exploring, and they did not have the experience of exploring because of Huda and Jeremiah's toxic relationship. Mama Star?
Yes, I agree with you, Nikki. I didn't realize that they were only there in Casa for 3 days because that seemed like 3 weeks to me.
They needed more
I
time.
couldn't wait for them to get out of Casa because I was going
I think
crazy.
they just needed more time.
But I'm glad that it's over. I'm glad we're back together in the villa. But what I wanted to say to you, Star family, I love you so much. I thank you so much for all of your support. This is just so fun. I love Friday nights that we get to come up and call in and chat with each other. You're so beautiful. I just want to ask you, because you know I'm getting annoying in these comments, to like the video. It means a lot to Nikki if you like the video. And I don't know if everybody knows how to like the video because I didn't know at first. So you have to I'm going to have Nikki put some kind of something in there to show if anybody don't know how to like it. But if you press the X, it'll take you down to the likes. And then you can hit the like button and then just press the chat back again and you can come back to the chat. I didn't know how to do it either, so I'm going to ask Nikki to do a commercial to show everybody because the likes help Nikki. They really, really do. So thank you all so much. Thank you for all of the super chats. You guys are the best. And we love you and we look forward to seeing you. And I think I'm so grateful when she allows me to come on her platform.
God,
I
thank
can't
you
just
for
come
being
on every
here,
time. You see,
Mom.
when I start talking about the milk chocolate, she's ready to click me
Girl,
off.
bye. Yes,
But
Devonda.
again,
Mom, let me say something to Devonda.
if you put chocolate into milk, you
Mom,
make
no.
milk chocolate.
Devonda, we are back on Sunday. Love you all, Star fam. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you Sunday.
Love y'all.